makers, crack music.
Y'all now rockin' with 4 for 100. Let's go. To keep it real, it's not a chore for beloved. When they say it's up, put it on the floor, they gon' love it. I popped up in all them 4 doors that they covet. All in 2-seaters, cause a few fevers. Got all the ops hot, they wonder why I'm not shot. The way we used to step on them squares like hopscotch. I'm one of them ones that God got, he stops plots. Until the clock stops, we gon' turn it up a notch. They watching the stop clock while we burning up the block. I'm still learning a lot, I son them, let them talk. I'm still letting it slide like I got my son at the park. Cause I know that we could be gunning, running from knocks, but we stop for the lesson. It's positive progression to kick it with the like-minded. Can't spend your life blinded, rewind it, arsonist behind it. Let's go. Now let that beat rock. Or like the big homie Trigger Tretch would say, haha, smooth it out now. Jers, Rayo, 4 for 100. Heat makers, the originators.
Yeah, you know what's crazy with conspiracy theories? Do you ever ask where the source of that is? Because people always say they.
Okay, listen. Do you remember when we went to your friend's house and it didn't show up on the map?
Yes.
Okay.
So they is now the internet, though.
No, I'm just
That's
saying.
what they is.
That's what I'm saying.
We could sit here all day and say whether or not it actually is true or whether it's true or not, but we witnessed things that. What do you mean that area, that whole entire area was
It's called Area 57. It's called Area 57, bro.
No, we went to a place that
Area
wasn't
52.
on Google Maps.
Yeah.
It said
That
it
don't bug
it wasn't
you out?
on Google Maps.
Yeah, it wasn't on the Google Maps.
I can't find it
Yeah,
here.
My man
I
is
don't
like,
know.
Maybe-
make a left,
first of
make
all,
a right,
think-
make 2 lefts, make a right, but there is no like.
Think about it like this. Why can't the Google Map person just be lazy and didn't drive down that block?
Nah,
Okay,
ain't no lazy satellites.
I'll take it.
I'm with you. Conspiracy.
All right.
We
Nah,
was
but
in
you
that
still
place.
gotta drive down the block. That's how you get the photos, right? So when you do Google Maps, then you can go down to the block and you can see left and right, and you can see you can press
He
the
wanted to
button.
go to lunch.
And you can keep going, right? Am
That's
I
the-
right or am I wrong?
That's the street view.
All right. So how you gonna get the street view if you don't drive down the block? The satellite still. You can
What I'm
have
trying to
the
tell
satellite.
you is,
Go ahead.
when we went there,
Uh-huh.
do you remember that the directions had to be given to us verbally because it wasn't going to show up on GPS?
Man,
Maybe I turned it off because
remember that?
it was an undisclosed location, but we can't talk about that on camera.
Tell them to
just
subscribe,
saying.
Stu.
Huh?
Tell them to subscribe.
Yeah. Please, everybody hit
Even
the like
from
and
the nether
subscribe
regions.
buzz. You know, we
Subscribe
greatly
even from the
appreciate-
nether regions. From the little thumb spots on the maps.
Everything he
that
said-
don't nobody see nothing. You just rub that out right there.
Whatever he said.
Well, you guys listen to on the way. You guys look good.
Thank
I
you,
like this.
thank
What's
you.
the,
Thank
what,
you.
This is a.
Listen,
You got
yo,
the mic on your lap.
shout out
Is
to
my
my
mic
man
on my lap?
Brian
Oh,
from
shit.
Smack Life. You know, he sponsored this outfit for me today. You know what I'm saying? We got some
Green.
high content. Some high clothes for you. You got some joints. You know what I'm saying? He keep
What's
you
his
fresh. My man Brian from
Brian,
Smack Life.
All right, tell Smack Life we looking for you, bro.
Smack
Smack
Life.
here.
Smack it up.
We looking for you. Cause I don't appreciate how Stu got some shit, and when they get that's the one more person gives Stu some shit,
Yep.
and let me not get it.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you that Haran Couture
That's a
ski
3X.
mask.
That's a 3X.
Yeah, that
That's
Haran
a
Couture ski
3X.
mask. It may not fit my head, but that shit gonna fit like right here. And that's enough for me not to be seen on camera.
Scully. Couture
What'd
Scully.
you listen to on the way over here?
That Jack Harlow little single he got, the Whips and Chains.
Never heard it.
I was singing it on the way in. I don't like no whips and chains. You can't hold me down.
All right,
He always make me sing some shit like he don't got a radio.
you just a light skinned person in the group, so it's like a boy
That's
band.
all right.
Get out there.
I wrote all the titles. You got to sing those for the
Yeah,
next
I'm a
4
singer.
segments.
I'm gonna dig these shits like this. What you got, Stu?
This is some Darnell Jones. Darnell Jones. I was,
Where I
you know,
wanna
this.
Where I
this-
want to be?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Try to get you in trouble.
no, stop it.
Stop
Stop it.
Where you
I
want
was
to be,
listening
though.
to some
That'll
Darnell
work.
Jones,
What about your
right?
girlfriend?
I was
That'll
listening to the
work.
whole
That's
album, but I wasn't listening to the way I wanna be.
Alright.
I wasn't listening to that, but you
Alright,
know,
cool.
I was feeling real smooth today. So you know, this outfit had me feeling real mellow. So I said, let me listen to some
I
mellow
thought him
music.
and Case was gonna battle back in the day.
Yeah, they was the shit. Yo, not only that, did you you got an outfit like that for SJ? Yo, what you listen to on the way over here?
Oh man. So on my way over
Yo.
here.
The ski mask is coming out.
Good.
Ski mask is coming out.
Mhm. Got his Christmas list.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Christmas is coming.
Go ahead, what
What
you
size
listen
you
to?
wear?
Hey, what you
No, I'm just saying his birthday coming up.
Three
Yeah,
T.
right?
3 T. We gotta put it there. 3 T.
All right, so
Juniors.
I was listening to Andre 3000's album.
With no raps in
The
it.
medleys.
All right, let's be honest. Nobody listening to Andre 3000 album. Come
You
on,
frontin',
man.
that shit was on a chart.
No, I was digging through there and looking for like a piece that I could lay under the pod, like on the clips. I was like, maybe I could just have it. It could be nice and smooth, but nothing.
You know what'd be dope about that album though? If he turned around and let other people like rap on it.
No.
Over the flute stuff.
Over what?
Over the flute. I never heard it, but is it like enough to put a bar over?
This track 2, 10 minutes in, is when he started using some other kind of instrument. And
Oboe.
I thought it was like, okay, this might be the thing that I could hold on to. And then, no.
Ain't got no Kenny G features in there?
No. Nothing.
It's a whole Glizzy album.
No.
Jesus Christ. What were you listening to, smart ass?
Not nobody blowing in the pipes.
All
You know what's
strings.
funny? I was
tried.
actually listening to podcasts.
Which?
I was listening to Joe Budden's podcast, and I think I was listening to Math too, and Gilly.
Oh, okay.
I was laughing about Gilly, and then I was listening to Gilly. Gilly talking about he'll bust Jamal Crawford ass.
Yeah, you think you think he can play basketball?
Gilly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gilly can hoop.
he can hoop.
He
He
can
used to
hoop.
play jail ball.
Oh,
I'm just asking a
He
question.
wasn't. He never went to
yeah,
jail.
what you talking
Like
about?
Gilly, not Wallow.
Oh.
Gilly can hoop though. No, dead ass. He can hoop.
I seen All-Star Weekend.
Somebody come bless this child.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
He don't know
see.
nothing about
Let my
sports.
son- Yeah.
He can hoop. I think he's wildin'. I'm gonna tell you, Gilly. I know you don't even know me like that, but you cannot fuck with Jamal Crawford, boy. You can hoop though. You can hoop, but you cannot fuck. Not Jamal Crawford. Jamal
Nah.
Crawford is like,
You got that ball on the string, bro.
Yo, it's 1,000 kids at Planet Fitness that'll give him work.
Gilly?
Nah.
Nah, you are.
Are you bugging?
You got that old man ball.
That's what
slip.
I'm saying.
Nah, he got that
he
gym
know.
too, and he be playing with pros sometimes. In those gyms, the gym runs.
He
do.
played in a celebrity, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
celebrity game. Watch that.
He did?
Watch
Yeah.
that and be a judge.
Celebrity 3-on-3.
Nah, he could hoop though. Like if you playing with people, like he playing with
He
legitimate.
can hoop like who? Like that's what I'm saying. I know you called out Jamal Crawford, but who can he beat Chris Brown?
Yeah,
Whoa,
Chris Brown can hoop,
bugging.
but I haven't seen him play in a few years. But Chris Brown can hoop too.
That's not the question.
And
I
then on
asked you.
Chopper can hoop too.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he can hoop.
No, he can't.
See, and
You
that's
think
what I
you
look
beat NL
when I
Chopper?
see his game. I look like
Chopper ass. Don't you ever disrespect me like that. I give him the
I don't know.
business.
Gilly can hoop. I give him that. And then and you know what
That,
I like
to me,
about
they
it?
look like they got the same game. That's why I'm like.
I'm gonna tell you like this. You know what I give to him? He got that mentality that you're supposed to have. That
Oh,
all young
yeah.
people have. I can bust
You
anybody.
got the
ass.
mentality that I'll foul the shit out of you. That's what the mentality is.
I can take that too.
All right.
I'll definitely foul you. I'm definitely I got 5 joints to give away.
Warrior.
Yeah. All right, guys. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. I'm a
Yeah,
bad boy. Give me the loot. Give me the loot.
See, got him
I can come
slinging.
back. Yeah, so sports interruption.
Nigga was about to quit the show, man. This ain't for me. All right. Wage gap realities. Women generally make less in overall income compared to men. Why do you think that is?
So this is my topic, and I think I chose this because I've heard, I don't have the exact statistics, but men generally make more money than women, but it's based on certain factors. And for me, those factors are, there are jobs that men dominate that women just choose not to do. They're not gonna jump into the construction field. Most of them aren't gonna jump into the trucking field. I'm saying where they're dominated by men.
Okay,
90% of these industries are dominated by men. But they're more dangerous jobs, they're more physically intensive jobs.
But don't you think that's solicited? Don't you think that's like more done through history? Like that just was their jobs. Now times have changed. Like you see more women out there with on a construction tip or driving trucks. There's a chick.
Yeah,
on,
but most would not choose to do those jobs. The jobs that we consider to be, again, dangerous jobs where you're likely making a 6-figure income, they're getting those wages for a reason. And it's not because they're men and because they're barring women from this society. Whereas there are women-dominated fields like nursing or cosmetology, where now they're turning the block, and there's a lot more men. Tay down there making 6 figures, probably a lot more down in Atlanta doing hair for females, but there's also men that are travel nurses now because they realize they're making damn near $250,000 and they're not afraid to put on scrubs. Whereas there's not any barrier for entry for women to get into these jobs that have, again, more physical demands. They're just like, I'm not doing that shit. That's a man's job. So I don't think that there's a wage gap because we're restricting them from entering any particular field. It's just a matter of circumstance. They choose not to do those fields, just like men choose not to generally be in cosmetology.
I don't know,
But
because
it's
we
a lot
have
of them
like
making money.
we have Van on here. Van, like the way he described it was the people who laughed at that right now
Oh, yeah.
are left behind because now they're doing the weaves and the beards and all that
coloring
other stuff.
and all that
The
other
coloring.
stuff.
So I don't know. The blocking out is like, I don't know. I think it's like a.
You saying that no one's blocking anything?
Yeah, I was saying that they're not barred from any particular, like,
Oh no, I was
it's a
disagreeing.
choice. The wage gap, I'll say, is a choice. I'll say that. I
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
you.
I think
Where do
they
you
get
think that
blocked
there's
out.
an industry that men dominate that they're not allowing women to jump in?
Sports?
The NBA then paid for the WNBA, supplemented it for the last 20-something years, and they've never turned a profit.
That does not goes to wage. Wage is turning different. Is what you make playing basketball and what I make playing basketball.
Those gonna be
That's a
have
big gap difference. Yeah, what their
But
contracts are,
for what
their
reason?
contracts are is because of popularity.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, WNBA and the NBA is two different leagues, right? NBA is global.
Yeah.
WNBA is building itself up. I think this year was one of the biggest years for the WNBA.
But they
especially
still
when
have never turned a profit in 26 plus years.
That's why the wage gap is different.
But it's
because
not-
that's
but-
why if it's the profit is not marginal.
But it's always,
But
it's also boxed off because how much are men putting into WNBA?
Everything. That's the point. That they would have been
If somebody
defunct.
turns on the WNBA game in here right now, we'll all walk out.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I said go back to
that's what I'm-
popularity.
No, that,
Yeah.
but that's
if
not
you're
just,
not getting the viewers, then people are not going to watch the WNBA.
But
They're
that's
going to watch the NBA.
That's what you have with every product
I
in the
think
world.
you're-
It's a matter of supply and demand. We can watch college basketball, men's college basketball, before we would turn on the WNBA game. And it's not saying I'm not watching it because they're women. It's just that I
That
don't
is
have,
what happens.
No, I don't have interest in that sport. Whereas tennis, I'm generally going to sit down and watch the women tennis because it's just as
'Cause they're
competitive in
good.
I'm saying in my eyes.
Okay.
In my eyes, I think it's just as competitive as watching men's tennis. I don't really see the difference. Whereas me watching somebody throw an alley-oop and go dunk that shit versus women shooting,
And that's
all-
this is why
it's a different game.
And this is why I contrast you, right? Because the NBA for the past 7 years has gone away from the jumping around, dunking, and the athleticism. It hasn't been about that. Steph Curry's
There's
been
a
the
dunk in
dominant.
every game.
Yeah, but I mean that's not what turns the new way of basketball
Scoring.
on. The new way
Threes.
of it is people shooting,
Threes.
and women been doing that from the beginning of time shooting.
But you just said Steph Curry. They're not shooting like Steph Curry.
You got girl from Iowa is.
They
Shit,
shoot, they
she
shoot
putting
the
that
ball.
shit
The
off.
point of the
They-
matter is the ball goes in the hoop, regardless of what, right? The points, right? You're supposed to be watching for that competitive spirit, and I think that we, as a culture, block it out because it's females.
But do women support the WNBA?
That's the thing. That's a
But
different
that's
conversation.
a whole other
different
conversation. That's different.
That's not different. It's
No,
a matter of
You asked
listen,
why
listen.
the wage is different, right? The
Yes.
reason why the wage is different because the NBA is way more established. They're
'Cause
making
they got
more
billion-dollar
money.
sponsors.
Listen, if the WNBA built up to the way the NBA is, then they would get the same wage. You can't ask
That's
for the
what I'm
same
saying.
wage if this entity is over here is making
You're
way
making
more
my point.
money.
You're making
so
my
no,
point.
but what I'm saying is you're making it seem like the WNBA is just as excitement as the NBA.
No,
it
I
is
didn't.
not. That's
No,
what
no,
you
no.
just said.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said the exact opposite of that.
I'm saying that.
Yeah,
that,
y'all
that
was
I'm-
You made
yeah,
my
y'all was
point.
agreeing.
But when
I'm
you
saying.
started-
Okay.
Hold on, but where you started was you were saying that there's a huge gap between NBA players and the WNBA players.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Did you mean to bring that up as like that's a problem?
No, it's not a problem because you can't. I can't
Oh,
pay
okay,
you the
'cause
same
that's what
as
he was saying.
I can't pay you the same as the NBA
I think
player.
y'all saying the same thing. I'm saying something different. I'm
Yeah.
saying the problem is that they're getting boxed out
Because they're
women.
females?
Yeah.
Why not? Because they've never turned profit.
I would say this, and I'm gonna turn.
If it was
hold on.
go
I
ahead.
don't want to make it about the conversation is about wages. So I'll say it's like this: if you're gonna go date a girl and you see a girl doing construction, you'll be less attracted to her just because she's doing construction.
I wouldn't say that to be true. No, but the reason
hold on.
reason
People
I'm
used to
saying,
make jokes as people
Listen,
say,
no,
your
wait,
mom's
wait,
is a
wait.
truck driver.
The reason
I
I'm-
said that to you, that's
Go
an
ahead,
insult.
go ahead.
I think what made this
Depends on how she
conversation-
look. If she look good, yeah.
I'm about to say I can jump on YouTube and show you some female truckers.
Yes, I'm agreeing.
Hold on,
with-
hold
Go
on.
ahead, I'm sorry, I'll let you
Wait,
go.
wait.
I'm
What
sorry.
I'm saying is this. I think the reason why this spun into something else is because we weren't able to establish exactly what we were talking about. So Mike answered the question, so ask somebody else the question.
Oh,
You.
okay, because you talk the less. So
Nah,
you,
I was
Why-
just saying.
women generally
So-
make less overall income compared to men. Why do you think that is?
So when you bring up topics like you guys did, the problem that comes into it is a bunch of variables that people could debate, right? And those variables are fine. I understand those variables. But I think the problem that people are having more of is when I work directly in the office, when I am a manager of something and come to find out the male manager of something makes a different wage. It's not, those are the huge problems if that exists. And I think that happens because most people don't talk about their income, but we as guys, we got a sneaky little way of walking up to somebody, not directly as a stranger, but as a coworker and being like, yo, I'm about to do this with my money. And then somebody else go, how you gonna do that? You go, well, you know, like with the bonuses that just came, and you're like, wait, a bonuses? So that kind of relationship exposes the value.
But why do you think?
Because people are not having the discussion out loud. And whenever you're not having a discussion out loud, people can sneak and do whatever they want to.
Right.
And I think that is the issue. And it's not just that.
But why is it? But it's happening across the board, right? Is there, like can we
Yeah,
all agree?
because
Can we all agree that there's a gap between?
I will not
most
pay
things-
anybody.
But I'm saying it's a choice.
I'm okay. I'll take it away from WNBA and I'll take it to tennis, right? Like you brought up tennis. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to deviate from that, but I'll break it down to tennis. Serena was like the biggest athlete in tennis besides Federer. Federer was big, but Serena was huge. There was a wage gap.
Where?
Between her and Federer.
Well, all right, so this is another, I've had this discussion before. And I can see both arguments in tennis for this reason. Female tennis stars are going to attract a crowd just as big as a male tennis star. The only discrepancy I can see for men's argument, and I'm not making the argument, Serena has to win 2 out of 3 sets. Men have to win a minimum of 3 out of 5 sets. So if I'm playing potentially 50% longer, why shouldn't I receive more pay? If I have to do more to win, why shouldn't I get more? Prize money. But again, I can see both arguments because you're filling up the arena that they're coming to see me play in too. So if we're splitting the door money, that's one thing. But if we're talking about prizes, if I got to play 6 quarters and you only got to play 3, hell yeah, I'm looking at my coworker like, yo, why is he getting paid the same and he's leaving at 4 hours and I got to stay for 8 hours and get paid the
how
same?
uniquely we've diverged from because that is a very unique way of like looking at that topic. I think the problem that we have when that topic comes up, it's because I found out that I make less than somebody else. Those other variables that you could put in, there's times when it's clear as day that there should not be a difference between this person making more money than that person.
Right. But my thing.
Those things get very unique because now we're talking about cushions. We're talking about seat cushions and whether it's puffed. I'm just saying.
Right.
The other thing I think we're doing.
Can I say something too?
Oh,
Like
jump in there.
when you spoke about the tennis thing, right? And this
Y'all gonna stay on this.
No,
thing.
He
no.
started the
I
tennis. I just
in the office.
I clarified.
Hold on. Now, this is another thing too.
You sweating already.
When you see the male
Sports.
tennis players, it's more well-known male tennis players than there are female tennis players. So even if Serena or Venus Williams do pack the crowd, who are their opponents? You really don't know their opponents. So you're only coming to see really Serena or Venus or whatever female that may be somewhat of a buzz. Now you got Coco Gauff, then you have the other girl that used to mess with Cardi.
Naomi Osaka?
Yeah, Naomi Osaka. You really, and those are they're now becoming household names. So when you go to these tennis matches and you see Serena or Venus playing, You don't really know the other person that they're playing. Now, Roger Federer he's playing Roger Federer versus Djokovic or.
No, but again.
But listen, this is what I'm saying. That's what people going to go see because now
Those
you got
are 3 people you name, and then everybody else. If you're talking about the lower tier players, they still got more credit than the lower tier players, female stars, which honestly some of them could get ranked higher faster. And female tennis is more diversity.
And then even this, I'm gonna say this right now.
They had what's the black dude, James Blake? He was famous for no reason. The dude was trash.
But Serena Williams also said too, like she know, like at the end of the day, like she said herself, like you comparing both of that's 2 different men versus women in that sport is totally different. She's like, I wouldn't be if you think they did the statistics on where Serena Williams would rank against the males. She wasn't even in the top.
Bottom.
She wasn't even in the top.
The U.S. women's soccer team got their ass handed to them by 14 and 15-year-old boys.
Hold on. So I will go where y'all are trying to take me.
I will go.
No. Listen, I'm gonna get it up.
No. Wait, I was at the stool. Let me clarify. Let me clarify the topic one time. I don't want us to think that we have to stick within the same job function. That's not where the pay. I'm not saying like you said. This male manager makes this and the female manager makes this doing the same job. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's a discrepancy in the percentage between overall men and overall women. And the reason I'm saying that the discrepancy is because men are assuming the jobs that are paying much more just because they're difficult. Not saying that, you can't do it as a female. It's just that females are not choosing to enter into those dangerous fields, longshoremen and fishermen and shit like that, farming, by choice. Not saying, you can't buy a farm, you're a female. Not allowed. Mm-hmm. No, if you're choosing to make $70,000 as a basis, then the average is going to be about $70,000. But if you're doing a $100,000 dangerous job, and all of you are, then that average comes up. But I don't want it to look like men are not paying women and they deserve to be equal. No, if you're doing the same job, you get equal pay. If you're not, and you're not selling the same tickets in terms of WNBA or tennis or whatever the hell it may be, if you're not packing a crowd like the men pack the crowd, it's not because they have penises. It's a supply and demand that people want to watch this versus, again, soccer. I have never watched a male soccer game in my life, unless it's the Olympics. But the females, I turn that shit on, I'm like, I know they about to kick ass. Let me watch it.
I'll say this, right? I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but it's weird. The words that we're using gets weird because you're like male, female, and then you say what people watch. Who's the people? The people is the men that box the women out. We could all have a job, right? And this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. We could all have a job, how you explained before, an office job. And when it comes time to promote somebody, it seems likely sometimes that people do not like taking the thing of asserting that woman into that supervisory spot. It always becomes a thing. Because whether I pick Beaker and he's a bum fucking supervisor, we'll all accept that. The moment we pick Janice from a situation, the conversation becomes more difficult. And we can't ignore that plays a big part in why the wage gap happens.
That percentage is off.
Why?
There's more women in leadership positions in terms of
and
supervisor and management. But again, what are they managing? They're managing healthcare? Okay, so there's a max. I'm just saying in terms of where they dominate.
I'm not throwing out percentages or like some.
But even you said people. Like people are not barring women.
But people are not separate from men and women. And what I'm saying is,
the people that watch sports are not women. The people that watch sports are 90% men.
Not even men. Not even sports. In life, we cannot ignore that men usually box women out of things intentionally because we feel like, I'm gonna be honest, most men feel like women are emotional to make decisions and stuff like that. Look at the presidential run or anything like that. We have yet to have a female president. We've never had a female president. And it's probably not gonna happen for a long time because most part of the country feel like women are too emotional to make those type of decisions.
Hillary Clinton almost won that shit.
Almost doesn't count, my brother.
No, it does. You're saying that we will never have.
I didn't say never. I said, no, if I said that,
you said it would take a long time.
Yeah, I'll take it a long time. If I said never, I misspoke. What I'm saying is, as a country, when we see a woman come up, before she opens her mouth, we already judge her. We'd rather take a complete asshole, somebody half awake, somebody on their last leg, a recovering drug addict, before you look at the woman who has qualities. That's all I'm saying. I've seen women run in other things, and people are just kind of like, all right, let's go on to the next thing. And it's intentional. I don't want to pretend like it's not intentional.
So what you're saying is, be it the customer, be it the viewer, be it the management above, or the co-workers working alongside of it, it sounds like you guys all agree that misogyny is the problem.
I do. I agree.
Okay.
I think that. I don't know.
Be it the customer, be it the manager, be it the person under him. We all got a problem with women making that amount of money.
I don't have a problem with it. I feel like there's
difficult for them.
I think that
Now,
may make it more difficult for them.
Now I have something different, which I'm saying is, if you start talking about how much money people actually make, then it will be more eye-opening to women who would be interested in making that dollar amount and seeing that is a goal worth reaching.
Not really.
Okay, that's just my opinion.
Not really.
I believe that if we all discuss income a lot more, that we would, because I'd be like, I'm way better than you. So if you make that, I'm making.
We got a whole show of 4 people. You pointing at me now. You better than me.
They can hop online and see what are the highest paying jobs without a degree. They have the opportunity to go get them.
I'm talking about.
That's like saying, unfortunately, I don't mean to bring it that, but that's like saying like black people like saying like, oh, we always have the opportunity to do everything. You intentionally get boxed out of certain things.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
You intentionally get boxed out of certain jobs. We can't pretend. Like, I get what y'all saying. You're saying the reason is they don't want to do those hard labor jobs. I'm saying that they are intentionally boxed out of certain situations because nobody wants to deal with, well, men don't want to deal with, not nobody. Men do not want to deal with women being in certain positions. My opinion.
I'm going to say this, right? And when we
that's what's behind closed doors.
And when we talk about wage gaps, right? The wage gap is only consistent in certain things. We talk about sports, yes, there's going to be a big wage gap, right? We all know that's going to be a dominant. But when you start talking about the office in itself, let's think about women are graduating college more than men. So who's all going to be filling those positions? If women are graduating college at a higher clip than we are as black men, right? Just in general, right? They are going to fill those roles. So the wage gap is not as big as you may think it is unless you're talking about sports. In society, as far as working in a corporate world, there are more women or just as much women working in the corporate world than it is men. So when you talk about
how many female supervisors do you have?
Mostly all
you can't say that because in my field, like when I said in my field,
a male-dominated field.
It's a male-dominated field. I do construction.
Right.
So you're not going to have that.
And you don't feel.
Is it because?
Hold on.
Are half the applicants women?
Hold on. And if there is a male supervisor, right? Because I've had male supervisor. She works in the office. She's not working on the site. Okay. She's an office worker that supervises and come in and make sure that everything's okay.
So on your job, do you feel like the job that you do, a female could do your job?
There are females that do it.
Are 50% of the applicants?
It's not a job that
they choose to do.
They will want to do because even some men, it's a hard task to do what I do. So you have grown men that come in there and start and they be like, nah, this shit ain't for me. Then you can imagine if a woman comes in there and she's gonna be like, well,
that's the part right
this
there.
Shit ain't for me.
No, that's the part right there. Because nobody's calling their female friend and telling you, yo, you want to come work with me at whatever?
That's bullshit. Why do you got to call up? They know that
I'm just saying
construction
the same
jobs
way
are
he'll
all
call me.
around. But what I'm saying is,
that's that boxed out thing I'm saying.
They're not boxed out.
If he called me, if I needed a job,
they would be boxed out if 50% of the applicants were female and only 10% of them were workers. That would be boxed out.
What I'm saying is he indirectly explained it. That's dog whistling.
The one supervisor, what does she choose to do? Not be in the field. She chooses to be in the office. So if you choose to do, like you said, they graduate college and they choose to do jobs that are 70, 80,000, but some dumbass that doesn't graduate high school becomes a trucker that makes 150, it's not because they're barring females and they're barring educated black women. It's the choice. You choose to do a job that's harder.
I'm not going to say bar. I'm saying boxing them out. It's almost what he said. Shit. He described what I was saying. He just said, "Oh yeah, because there's grown men that want to do it. So why would you think that?"
I said grown men that choose not to do it.
So there's a gap there.
I said not too many females want to do it.
So there's a gap there.
Why would the female? Because not even grown men would be able to stay, whatever.
No,
because
what I'm saying
is heavy.
It's hard labor.
Oh,
not too many females. No, it is
hard
labor. If grown men don't want,
I've done it.
If grown men, you have grown men that's so-called masculine men that been outside, whatever case may, and they get to this job and they be like, nah, this ain't for me, right? Then you have other women that come into this field that you have some that stay last or whatever the case may be. And also what he says, when you have the apprenticeship class, there's not too many females that.
Because how many of them are getting solicited to do this work?
Because it's for everybody.
Carry up 100-pound fucking rubber roll to the roof.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm saying how many of them are being solicited to do this job?
Why do they have to be solicited?
Men
are being solicited. They go to these.
There's
They
applications.
have programs for people who want to do construction. Men,
for
they
people,
go to,
people,
no,
not for men that want to do construction.
They don't come into.
And
They
you
don't
just-
come. When I went to electrical school, they was not talking to none of them girls about doing electrical. They were trying to force the girls to do computer stuff. I'm being honest.
But
they
they're
were
not
talking
being-
to us hard-head, knucklehead people.
And if a
who
girl
like, you know
sat
what?
down and said, "Hey, I want to do that," they'd be like, "No, titties, no."
No, not that. No, if a girl said that, they were forcing it upon me, is what I'm saying.
But you still had a choice. Just like those females have a choice to go in there and work with home ec. I don't want to do that. I don't rock with that. I don't do domestic stuff. I want to be with the boys. I've worked construction where I've worked with females.
I'll say this. This is where, for me, I'll leave it, right? When you have a little kid, you have a little girl, right? Your girl doesn't want to play with dolls or cars or whatever. It's what you keep giving her, right? You keep giving her dolls, she'll grow up to play with dolls her whole life, right? If you give her little cars, she'll play with cars. Your daughter will be in the cars. If you never give her that, then when will she know that that's what she wants?
Yeah, but at
We
18 years old plus,
you solicit.
you have choices.
We have to stop. I'm gonna say men need to stop pretending like you're soliciting females for certain jobs when you're not. You're intentionally boxing them out at times, which is not a bad thing if you feel like you can't do this job.
That would
If you
be a
feel
bad
like
thing.
that, then
That's
say
discrimination.
it. Say it then. Say it.
No, you would have to be discriminatory. Again, if
Because you are being discriminatory.
They're
because
not
what you're
lining
saying
up.
is there's a 100-pound thing, she can't get this up here.
no, I'm saying that's the reason she's not at the
this
application
application, 'cause
spot
she
with
don't
all
wanna
the
be
men.
different.
You think she's like, oh, I don't want to do stuff. I don't know.
All right, let me ask
I don't
you
know
this.
he
Let
has
me
to carry
let me
that.
ask you
wanna
this.
do
She don't know.
Let me
she
ask
don't
you
know
this.
that.
Let me ask you this.
I don't know that you got to carry that. To me, I'm talking to you. You sound like you're chilling.
You know what you're
Because I'm
doing.
nice. That's why.
You signed up for a job. You should
I
know
know how
what
to
you're
do
doing.
this. That's why.
No, I'm just saying. I would not know if you tell me he have to do this heavy lifting or whatever this shit. I talk to Stu or I see him on Instagram. He posing. This is the cleanest, dirty construction person I ever met. So if I'm a female and you telling me, Stu, you make XYZ dollars, and I see how you look, why wouldn't I want to do your job? It don't look like you doing
But
nothing
see,
crazy.
he's
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
say,
tell
I'm gonna
us
say
you
that.
can't.
Hold on. Right, you just sit there and say, right, I work my way where I don't have to do the heavy lifting. So if she was to come in, so you have to go through the apprenticeship stage. You know what you grab, what you doing for the apprenticeship stage? You're getting rocks, pavers. You're cleaning up. You picking up all the skins off the roof. That's gonna be dirty. Soot, all type of shit, and
But
you
if
got to
you calling one of your friends, if you calling one of your
I
friends
don't
to
even.
do that
I
job,
won't even call. Sometimes, if you notice, I done told people, other males about it, and they get into it, and they be like, nah, this shit ain't for me.
how many females you told about it?
Because not too many females that I know that they already have jobs. I'm sorry, I don't mess with chicks that
They
don't
make
have jobs.
you met.
But look, like he said about his boy, look, like he
I'm just
said,
saying, I don't-
way deep.
look, like
just
he
saying
said
they
about
all
his
got
boy.
jobs, I'm sorry.
Like he said about his boy, if his boy came and he worked there for 2 or 3 days and he was like, yo, this shit ain't for me, Stu, I ain't gonna rock with this. And his boy goes aside to do another job, there's gonna be a wage gap between him and his boy. Because his boy made a choice, this shit ain't for me, I'm gonna go do something else. And if that boy chooses to do something else that pays twice as much as Stu's making, then there's going to be a wage gap. But the point is that there's a choice and nobody's saying, yo, females can't do this and you're not allowed to fill out an application.
And-
Maybe it's not pitched to them, but at the same time, they're not unaware. Like, holy shit, construction's a good paying job. I never knew.
Now, and also too is like being in that field, that the small amount of females that are in it, there is a kind of, I don't want to pick up that heavy pound paver. You know what I mean? 100-pound paper, 80-pound paver.
Get a man to do it.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be where I could do it by myself. She may need someone to help her. You understand? So those are the things in itself that comes along in that job field where I could sit there and do all that by myself. She may need 2 or 3 people to go with her to do that. Then there are some females that try to do it, that may have done it, but it's a small amount. So when you go into that field that I do, and you have females in there is a discrepancy of, you know what? Hey, you go take the break order. Because I know I could get XYZ. Listen. Listen.
Fucked up my whole argument, Stu.
Y'all both been fucking up the
No,
argument. Go ahead,
no,
go ahead,
no.
go
No,
ahead.
but listen,
I'm listening.
because I have to, and
Bacon,
then a
egg,
certain
and cheese.
I have to get it done in a certain amount of time. Let's get
Make
these
me a
up.
sandwich.
I'm saying I could get it faster with John and and Rob than I could get it done with her.
All right.
That's
Big
all I'm
guy, wanna
saying.
end it with you.
Killed you.
You got anything for this, big guy?
No, I was trying to stay out of it because y'all talking about way deeper variables and all that other stuff. I just think that if you expose incomes, I think that because you see somebody working next to you, you like, oh, that'd be cool to know that price. And once you know that price, you see whether or not it's worth that amount of effort that you can muster up. Maybe
Sometimes you just send them to go get the.
He don't think he
sandwiches
should
and
be
bust
paid
it.
the same as a pilot, and they both transport stuff.
He trying to get you indicted. He trying to get you indicted.
I'm
I'm not doing that.
and I wasn't even here.
Yeah.
Remember that plane
All right,
you stole?
smash and grab. I'm sorry.
Quick.
Well, first of all, hold on. Go to the comment section, y'all, because y'all be getting at us sometimes, and I appreciate it.
I think they're going to get at us today.
Yeah.
Somebody
wage
agree.
gap.
Agree.
Is the wage gap based on what is your statement?
But they
You
still
got the
get,
cards.
even though she go to the store, she
No, I'm
still
saying
get paid
what's
the
your
same,
Oh,
though.
is the wage?
I'm just saying. She
Is the
still
wage
get paid
gap-
the
Hey,
same.
Yo, all right, I'm not even asking y'all a
Is it a
question.
choice? Is it
Is
a
the-
choice,
is the-
or is
She
it
ain't
because
making
they're being
none last
boxed
year in
out?
the
Ask
union.
that.
Is all right.
I'm
from
just
Stu
saying.
and Mike, is the wage gap a choice?
No, make me separate.
No, y'all group. It's a group. The middle. Is the wage gap a choice, or are you guys intentionally boxed out? And your biggest says he wants to stay out of the whole shit.
Why you call them guys? Why you call them guys? You boxing them out?
Yep. Does the gap have to be closed to achieve fairness? Smash and grab.
No, because then now I'll go back to Mike's point, which is it is a choice.
Affirmative action.
Okay. Does the gap have to be closed to achieve fairness?
If the work is equal. I think if the work is equal, then that's the only way you can achieve fairness. If I'm doing the same amount of work as this person, that's the only way. If it's not that, then how can I pay you more, or the same as much as this person just because you're a woman, but this person is producing more? It doesn't make sense economically.
Does the gap have to be closed to achieve fairness?
No, not across the board. I think it's fair now because you have the choice to do whatever you want as a job. Do you think the gap has to be closed in order to achieve fairness?
Yes, but I think that the gap has to be closed fairly. It's almost to me like affirmative action. You have to let me legitimately know what my options are. You can't say, oh, it's a college right there. You could go if you want.
I also believe that Kush's answer is about soliciting women. Like, the more you put women heroes that are in romantic interest in movies, the more people feel like, you know, that they.
I know he better have some damn WNBA season tickets next year. That's all I.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm a Liberty fan.
That's the Liberty side.
That's the wrong side. Wrong side, Patriot.
Got the W Patriot for the Eagles.
Got the eagle on there.
For the women.
How come your
said
football
Liberty.
team is all men? Yeah, your football team is all men. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit.
Tried to draft a few females, it didn't work.
You grabbed them the wrong place.
All right,
Misogyny.
I'm gonna go this way this time because you didn't talk that much in the last joint.
No.
No, I'm about
fine.
to.
I'm
You
fine
listen.
with that level.
Hey. Look at me.
Terrible.
Let me hold something. That's it like that. Let me hold something.
All right, got it.
Loaning money to friends, family, and spouses. What's the proper etiquette to loan and borrowing money?
Cash App request, I guess. Is that what you mean? Like you send a request on Zelle?
Yeah, you just send a request. You want to borrow money from your mom.
What's the proper way to ask for it?
Humbly and in desperate need.
I'm broke, nigga.
Answering in fucking Scrabble words.
Are you asking right now on video? Please?
Just saying shit.
My cash app is till Tuesday, right?
Till
I-
Friday.
Yeah, till Friday.
Stop giving till Tuesday
Oh, my
on
bad.
my money.
My bad. I need till Friday. Yeah, till Friday.
Nah, I think that you shouldn't ask unless you need it, and you should make it your business to try your best to fix it. Because the problem is we all live separate lives. You live your life, I live my life. When you ask to interfere with someone else's life, you should acknowledge that you're asking of someone, and you should try to fill that hole back. You know?
Yeah. So, when should you pay it back?
As soon as you can. As soon as you can.
Is it
Because I do believe that you suffered a loss on your end, and that's the reason why you ask. And I do believe that you will get back on your feet. That's why I gave it to you. So when that happens, I need you to acknowledge
Give me my damn
that
money
you
back. That's what I
Run me
want.
my-
made it to the space I was hoping you'd get to.
Can they ask? Why is it
Yeah.
always offensive when somebody asks you for your money back?
I got this is in the book.
Nah, it's not. I don't think it's ever offensive.
Not for you per se, generally
No.
speaking.
No.
You never loan somebody money and then you be like, So
I've had that happen, but those are people
Run me
who
my
have
shit.
problems. Those are if you're gonna snap at me because I asked you for it, then no.
Oh,
That's
you
your-
talking about the receiving it or the giving it?
What do you mean? Can you?
You loaned somebody some money,
Uh-huh.
and now they say I'm gonna get back to you in a week. It's like 2 weeks later.
You asking for your money
Me
back.
back.
Yeah, you can.
You got your money back?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, all right. What you guys do? You. I'm gonna start with him.
You answered. You asked me a series of questions, and I answered all.
I tried to because it was like fucking pulling blood out of a fucking rock.
I'm the
nigga
broke
said,
one. Why you don't get that?
Humbly. How should you ask? Right, humbly. What you guys do?
Yeah, get it off me. Get it off quickly. Don't you put
He
that.
probably
evil
still. You
on
know
me,
the problem
Ricky
is he still owes somebody some money.
Yeah.
somebody in his room. nigga.
Till Friday.
Till Friday. That nigga Friday just died.
It's Sunday today.
Try to make the answer that best fit his
It is
schedule.
Sunday.
But I think you should give it back by at least like Saturday or Sunday. They should be good with that.
At least by my next
Yeah.
birthday, I should have.
As long as you tell them it's gonna be 2 more days.
What's the proper etiquette for loaning and borrowing money?
For loaning and borrowing money. If I really don't borrow money from no one, but if you are going to borrow money from someone, I would say don't ask for something that you know you can't pay back. I think that's the most important thing. Like, and then like he said before, you asking someone to give you something out of their pocket that's taken away from them to help spot you in your moment of need.
Why you keep pointing at him?
No, I'm just saying because he was just talking. He was talking. That's
He
how
already
was talking.
identified himself.
He was
Is
talking.
this outfit sponsored by Stu? 'Cause the dress code look upgraded.
I would never borrow no money for no outfit.
You got a new jury. I don't know. Stu, you out here sponsoring people?
Nah,
Come on, man.
Pick a diamonds.
I plead the fifth.
Thank you.
Nah, but for the most part, I think that's the most important thing. Don't ask for nothing you can't pay back. And if you do, borrow something, make sure that person should never have to ask you. If you say I'm gonna give you a set time of what it is,
Do you feel awkward asking for your money back?
I'm not gonna ask for it. You know why? Because you know you owe me money.
Well, now you pointing at me. I
No.
don't owe you a motherfucker. Let's be clear. I don't owe you a
Stand my ass
motherfucker.
back.
Right? I haven't borrowed no money from you in
Just do
weeks.
this. As you talk, just do this because he taking everything.
Yeah, because he like, because I ain't gonna ask you
He's
for
like,
that
yo,
shit
'cause if they
back.
asking for it, that's what they should be doing.
I ain't gonna ask you for money back, Kush.
No, I'm just.
He said, I ain't asked you for the last 3 years.
No, I'm just like I said. It's, I'm in a decent financial space in my life, but for the most part, is if you ask for it, I give it to you, you pay it back. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I feel like you burn your own bridge when you don't pay it back because you never know when the next time. That's my philosophy. And if anybody does anything for me, I always want to repay them in a certain way because you never know when you're gonna need that favor again. So if you want to do a one-shot deal, that's on you. You know what I mean?
Shit. That government structure.
That's the one shot deal. Stu Welfare Office.
Got that Stu BT.
Yeah, that's Stu BT. That's BT. That's BT.
Got these Stu BTs.
Stu in better tonight.
Snap on you.
The SJ
Yo,
food.
are you done? I'm sorry.
Nah, like I
SJ
said,
fun.
let me shut
What's
my
the what's
I'm not. I was talking about my former life, but if you owe me money in my former life, then it would be a different story.
sleeping
but,
with the fishes?
Yeah,
Hey,
you know what I mean?
SJ.
But go ahead. You can go off me. I might say
SJ.
something I don't want to say.
Well, how much SJ
What
owe?
about SJ? You owe back child support. What's the proper etiquette to loaning and borrowing money? That wasn't me. That was Mike.
Yo,
brought up
listen,
SJ.
I couldn't do half the shit if I owe back child support, right? If I owe any child support, so I couldn't do shit.
Oh, so you paid the child support. Got you.
Yeah, my
So
daughter
what's
right
the-
here.
You got 2 social securities. Got you. The other social. Got it.
Got you. Is Stu your real name? No. What's the proper etiquette to loaning and borrowing money?
I think you should borrow what you got or what you plan to have.
What?
Let me say it. If you need $500 from me, I would hope that you might have $500, but it's your last,
Okay.
right? Or that's why I said borrow what you got or what you will have. Don't ask me to borrow $5,000 and you make $400 a week. That's just gonna take way too long. So I think if you're borrowing money, you should have 2 things. You should have a plan for how that's coming back. And secondly, I think you should have an actual need. Don't ask me to borrow $500 because you want to go get some dope ass shoes. I
Don't
can't
go
get
to
no
the club.
dope-ass shoes.
I need $100, $500 to go
Yeah,
to the club,
if-
buy some bottles.
If
Trying to
I'm
be
not doing that
responsible?
shit with
Trying
my
to be
money,
responsible for these things, Stu?
if I'm not doing it with my money, I wouldn't want to loan it to somebody to do it with their money. You should have
Oh,
a
does
need.
that matter?
Yeah. You should have a need that's qualifying of me giving you my hard-earned money. So yeah, if you're like, yo,
Well, that
I want
matters.
to take a trip and go to such and such, and you taking the trip with my money? Nah, homie. If you need to pay your rent, if it's some shit that's gonna hurt you, then yeah, you can borrow my money.
So that matters. So if somebody's borrowing, but
Or again, if I trust that you was gonna give it back, like, yo, I'm going to the city, I need 500 real quick, I'm gonna give it back to you Tuesday. If I know you got, yeah, I don't give a shit what you're doing. Go.
okay.
So it depends on if the person have the money or not. If the person ain't got real much money, then yeah, you're gonna be
You don't want
inclined
to
to.
see, you don't want to see them on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
You don't want to see
So-
Andreas.
Look, I've done this before. Twice I've loaned $5,000 out.
Okay.
One time it took a real long time to the point where I didn't even want to ask for it back. But another time I had to ask for it back because I knew it was coming back. And it kind of like jump started that person, like, oh shit, my bad, blah, 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 blah. And they gave me something on top of it. But I had to structure
Street flip.
I had to structure it from there with actual contracts. Like, yo, I'm giving you my money. You're going to sign this right here because if not, I'm suing the
Nigga,
shit out of you.
that shit work in the
What?
street?
Yes, you can sign that shit on a napkin. I'll sue you. I don't give a shit if we street or not. I'm going to sue you and send you to real jail. We're not fighting.
See you the
Not
real
fighting.
jail.
We're not fighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sending you to real
Send you to
jail.
real jail. Nah. No tough shit. I don't want to fight you for my money.
Get my money back on Judge Judy.
I'm not shooting you none of that
If I
shit.
see you on Judge
Sending
Judy,
an
I'm,
officer.
I'm like, Mike is
I'm
serious.
sending an officer.
Crazy.
Oh, man.
So you.
Oh, man.
What's the
Me?
proper way? Yeah.
I think you should never loan what you can't afford to lose. I can't talk about borrowing. I can say more to loaning.
That's just like
if
stocks.
you can't, if you can't afford to, like, if I can't loan you $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 and not be hurt by it, then I shouldn't loan it because I have to anticipate that I might not get it back. Right? You got to anticipate that with anybody, right? Because if you're asking for it, that means you fucked up more than likely. Unless it's one of those, yo, send me this right now and I'll flip it back tomorrow. One of those shits is
Lost
like,
my card type shit.
yeah, I lost my card or my card is fucked up, and that happened to me a few times. Like my shit been jammed up. Like all my cards, like you go somewhere and people done scammed you, and now you fucking all your shit shut down.
3 days.
Yeah, yo, send me my money in my sneaky link account. And I always call it. Everybody gotta have a sneaky link account. Get yourself a sneaky link account if you don't got one.
Yo lo comprendo.
You gotta have one. In case of rainy day fund. That's when you gotta go to Mexico.
Good divorce lawyer.
No, you get that text when they say run. Just go on this fucking.
Just a cloud.
Yeah. That's when you go pick them 2 duffel bags up and you drive to Canada.
Been waiting on this day.
Yeah. Run. No, but
You go back to that place that's not on the map?
Yeah.
yeah. One of
Call
those
me
places.
Earl.
Yeah.
Change my name and shave my mustache. No, but I think you shouldn't. Don't ask for something that you don't loan something that you can't pay back. And then on the borrower's end, I think there's a responsibility to not burn a bridge, right? Like you can't borrow something and then you be like the other person has to know that you so fucked up that you can't pay it back if you can't pay it back. Like you said, I can't catch you, Andreas. I can't catch you like telling your girl like. For me, if you owe me money and I see you smoking bud, we got a problem. Because I know weed ain't $5 no more, and I don't care what y'all tell me. Right? I've been away from all this stuff since but there's no way. I'm pretty sure now with all these hooks and crooks, weed is people spending 60 plus in my mind, right? I don't think anybody spend less than $60 on smoking weed, right? Am I right? My weed
Something
smokers.
about that.
Huh?
Just
I
about.
don't smoke weed.
You don't smoke weed no more?
What time is it?
Well, you quit Snoop?
Snoop.
So, you know what I mean? If I catch you doing, but I ain't gonna lie, I do get like that, right? I feel like everybody, most people get like that, right? Somebody owe you money and you look online and you see them doing some shit. You like, this nigga got a new coat? Where he get that coat from? That's a nice coat.
Did I buy that coat?
Did I buy that coat? And then you good with the first coat.
That's our coat.
It's when the second coat comes, you like, nah, bro, you got 2 coats.
Let me get that one.
How'd you pull that off?
Yeah, man. yeah. So it don't matter if it's $20. You start feeling like people ignoring the fact that they owe you something. But it'd be totally different if somebody borrowed something from you, but then they still had you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's say you borrow something from me and you
That's
like, yo,
borrowing money. That's what it is.
I got you. I bought you a chicken sandwich today because that's what I could do. I bought you a bacon, egg, and cheese or whatever. Because that those kind of things let you know that people they not just.
Yeah.
Like,
And they taking you for a
fucking
sucker.
Because I do think that's true. The obligation is to not burn the bridge.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You don't have a situation.
I mean, even if like when people say if you give somebody money and then you never hear from them again, it was a good thing or whatever the case might be.
That's bullshit.
But I don't think so. I don't
that
think
ain't bullshit. That's real shit.
Nah, it's real. I agree. But I just think that I don't want to ever put myself in a position where I lose a person because of a dollar amount. Because the truth is, I needed it, right? So I needed it, and that person was there to like look out for me when I needed it. I never want to lose a person.
Because you don't want to lose a bank.
No, because it is
The
over.
bank is still, the bank is popping out.
No, but it is over financially.
You got no interest rates. Zero interest rates.
I know.
Steve Fargo.
Steve Fargo over 12 months.
I was sitting here quiet. I thought the heat had to hold down. My man, fan the flames, man.
Nigga said, yeah,
zero interest rate.
I can pay this back in rum cake.
2 rum cake for you. What's the most you've ever loaned someone?
$100.
I'm about to ask you for 101 when we leave, goddamn.
Mike loaning out 5 G's. I'm about to get on that.
That
Give
shit
me a
won't happen
napkin.
no more.
Give me a napkin. I'm going to Canada.
Can't remember.
You don't want to say? Come on. Come on, Mr. Rolex.
Exactly.
Come on.
Hold on.
I loaned a nigga an 8P. I got it.
No, twice. At one time, $5,000. I did that twice before, but over time to the same person, it totaled up to like $13,000.
Back and forth.
Yeah, that kind of came back, never in full, but like over, like you were saying, like, yo, I'm gonna loan you $1,000. If you see me next week, you might give me $300. Maybe next week another $100. All right, it's coming back. You know what I mean? So I can assume you didn't take me for a sucker, but at the same time, don't ask me for shit else until all of it comes back.
You?
Thousands. Upward of 5 probably.
5.
Maybe.
Did it come right back?
No.
Ever came back?
No.
Shit.
But that's the thing. I don't want it to ever be about the money. Like, I really just needed to get out of that situation. Or, like, giving it, the reason why, I've never been in a position to be, like, thousands of dollars. I ain't never have thousands of dollars.
I feel more way that it's ignored. But
That's what I was gonna say. If you know you're in that position and you fucked up and it's gonna take you longer and longer,
keep saying, yo, my bad, yo.
No,
No,
somebody
just
said
be
my
like,
bad.
yo,
Somebody didn't
listen.
say my bad. What he said to me was like, yo, I'm an XYZ 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, okay. It's a couple years later, you remember it.
yeah.
And then
I don't want that. Like, if you know you owe and you know you're gonna be very delayed, at least give me that courtesy. Be like, yo, I know I was gonna come see you Saturday, but honestly, some shit happened. Is next week okay? All right, yeah, I appreciate the courtesy, because if I was waiting around Saturday getting pissed off that you never called, now you've burned that bridge. So that's what you said. If you're gonna be in that position, make sure you don't burn that bridge. Even though you're gonna mess the bridge up, like, make that shit work.
Because that person was there for you.
Baker this to it.
Okay. This is why I'm working on the show, okay?
I'm
paying back a loan.
I was gonna say for TD, I was gonna say STD,
know what?
but I just
See,
realized
No.
can't be STD.
What?
No, I said I was gonna say TD, I was gonna say STD for
That's-
TD, but then
It's on the edit room floor already.
no, we can leave it on.
All right, say it again.
We gonna leave it on. No, we leaving it on.
Let's do this.
I like that one.
What we got next?
You gotta put that woman first. That's what you was thinking? She starts playing up again. Shout out to Jaheim. Coming in.
Got the Bobby mouth.
Yeah, he was, what's his name? He was like the first hood singer we could be like, yo, you know what? I like listening to Jaheim.
Yeah, he had on boots.
If it came
Got
with a
D'Angelo. D'Angelo
He
was before
was
Jaheim.
naked.
D'Angelo took his clothes off.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He asked you how did it feel.
You got an exit stage left.
Yeah. Him and Marcus Houston did that naked thing. I ain't gonna front, that was my song though.
Yeah, then he
How
started
many times you watched the
wearing
video?
see-through clothes.
Let's get naked.
How
See-through
many
clothes
times
don't
you watched
matter if he was naked. I'm like, oh, the video was dope.
I'm talking about him.
I'm
the
not
video?
gonna
The
hold
video
you.
was dope. We got
Yeah,
naked slowly.
Let me tell you
He
something.
like revealed more and more of his body. That
It was a dope video.
Nip slip.
What's that video was dope too? D'Angelo video was dope too. I mean, it being immature, it was a dope video.
All right, cool.
I like Erykah Badu video. I'll go with that one.
That video was dope too. The one with the window seat when she took all her clothes
Well,
off.
yeah.
That was a dope concept too. Not even
That
for
was
the
more
sexual
creative
part.
in my opinion, but
It was more creative. It was more creative than those other videos, but it's a dope video. Videos used to be dope.
Yeah.
They used to have real
Rapping
directors.
videos.
Shout out to videos. I know you probably don't make that much money off.
You
them
know
now.
what's the number one?
Michael Jackson. Remember the time?
Real life. from front.
That's the
All my
rhymes.
peoples in the world.
You think that's,
Victory.
You think that's better? That victory is hot, but you think that video is better than?
Long as we here, we might as well shine together.
Did he make some hard videos? But you trying to tell me that video is better than Remember the Time, Michael Jackson?
Oh no.
That shit shut down
I don't
TV,
know.
boy.
Yo, I used to
Yo, that
wake
shit
up-
came out on
no.
Easter.
Yeah.
That's how you know you was.
Oh no, I like this side quest. Hold on, I don't know if that was better.
Right
than
before
that.
the Ten Commandments, right before the Ten Commandments come on, they're like, yo,
Murphy.
special premiere, Michael Jackson.
That shit turned on every channel. You remember that shit, Klein?
Yeah.
Do you remember the time?
That nigga turned into sand.
Yo, he did turn into sin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Magic Johnson, Eddie Murphy.
Murphy.
That movie.
Yeah, so he got the model.
He
That
made
was the
Magic
queen.
cool again
Yeah.
because everybody was like this. But,
They was treating Magic fucked up back in the days. People act like that.
but
Shout
now
out
he's
to
a
Magic
pharaoh.
Johnson, though. They was treating him mad fucked up when he. Anyway, that's another
Yeah,
conversation.
not Dennis Rodman. He was cool.
Dennis Rodman don't give a fuck because he probably
Nigga
already
licked
got,
his neck.
He probably already had the shit. He was wild. He was the only one that didn't give a fuck. He was out there guarding them hard, slapping the shit out of him. Put that woman first, taking women for granted. We know, listen, y'all better get at some of these people on this show. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be letting certain people slide. Put
Yeah.
that woman first, taking women for
Yeah.
granted. Do men take women of our culture for granted? And I'm only asking this question for our culture because I can only speak, I only been black. I haven't been white. But this is for the white people
Browns.
too. Y'all can ask y'all white counterparts. Or y'all Hispanic. Because I feel like every culture
It's a
has
cultural. It's a cultural question, right? That's what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Cultural
No,
question.
'cause-
No, I just don't think it's fair for us to be peeking at other people like, they take it
Yeah.
for granted.
I feel like Spanish guys be taking their Spanish women for granted sometimes because they be
I
having
don't
some.
think so.
About to get cut.
No, I do feel like that sometimes. Cause sometimes I feel like in other cultures, just real quick before y'all answer, y'all can't lie to me. Be honest. Sometimes what we consider bad, they be like,
They're showing them
they
off.
be like shooing them off.
Yeah.
We be like,
never caught a chancla to the face. That's why.
but I feel like they don't. Not to say that they don't value. I don't know what goes on in their household, but I just feel like they don't see their women the same way that like Americans see.
So we already know how you.
I think for us, maybe because we look at them because that's not our norm. So you probably think like, oh, she bad because of race and nationality. So you're already thinking. For them, it's already like, okay, I see this is normal for me. So that's why it may be the discrepancy for us compared to them. That's why. You remember because you just say,
Stu just enlightened me and educated me.
I try to when I can.
Stu Stradamus. Go to the school of Stu.
Yeah.
The
You're
bank of
glad-
Stu or the school of Stu. It's a Stu.
University.
Studiversity. Studiversity.
I got a
working
bank
on
and
it.
I got a university. All right, come on, keep it coming, keep it coming.
And a child.
Come on, yeah.
And
all right,
soap.
that's it.
And the soap. Smell like stew.
Smell like stew soap coming soon.
Is your son gonna go to your kid? No more. Put that woman first. Taking the woman for granted. I've read this 3 times. Do men take women of our culture for granted?
Okay, no. I don't think we take them for granted.
All right, I'm gonna start here.
So in depth.
I'm gonna start here. Yeah, I'm gonna start here. We're gonna come back to you.
Why?
No,
No.
No, I don't think that we take them for
Humbly.
granted.
humbly.
I think that
Fucking answers.
I'm alive.
Humbly no.
Humbly.
Humbly no, we do not. No.
All right, answer the question.
Okay, so no, I don't think that we take them for granted. I think we take relationships accordingly. Like the relationship that I have with this person, if you act funny towards me, then I don't want to be around you. That's not taking you for granted. But that does put you on the further and further on the outside of our circle. So more and more times that we bump into people who don't like rub us the right way, then those people are on the outside of the circle. So if we all were more communal, which I don't believe that we are as a people. I don't think that we're as communal as we could be. So we have to stay in our own section. So I don't take you for granted, but you've never done for me to glorify. So
Have you ever dated outside your race?
Huh?
Like seriously dated outside your race?
Yeah.
Do you feel like
That's not enough information. Whatever you about to say. Did I date outside my race? Do you think that in that household was acting a different way?
I didn't say that. I was gonna specify because of the situation with Jeezy and Jenny Ma. Somebody had put up a comment stating that he was dating outside of his culture, and then he wound up doing an interview with Dia Long. That's how we arrived at this conversation.
Okay.
They said that obviously he didn't value, which I don't. I'm just quoting what they're saying. That he didn't value the black woman while you calling on them now. Do you feel like you had that kind of issue when you were dating outside of your race, that people of our culture looked at you differently?
No, No. I never outside perception don't ever bother me, but
Not that it bothered you. Did you hear the noise?
no, I didn't see it. No. What was it? There's nothing. There's no reason for me to believe that I don't know. No. I'll leave it at no.
See, so don't guesstimate what I'm gonna say, because there's other shit on these cards that I'm gonna say that you don't even know.
My bad.
All right, Stu. Do men take women of our culture for granted?
No, we don't. I think in certain instances, there is a group. You know, you always want to have that small batch. I mean, a batch of people that do. But for the overall, I think no. I think men use in our culture for their value. To be honest with you, if you portray yourself a certain way, then that's how men usually gonna look at you in a certain way. Or if you carry yourself in a certain demeanor, that's what you're going to get back in return. And I think a lot in this day and age, I think women are prone to thinking that if I act a certain in this tone, men should respect me regardless of what it is. And they're not understanding that if you carry yourself in this way, right, you could get what you want and the respect value that you want.
You mean like Instagram wise?
Instagram, it could be social media, the way you talk, the way you present yourself, all those aspects make men, like we all men, right? So what we first thing is the eye test. That's how you even get to know if, oh, she get my eye, right? But if you get my eye, and this is in a certain way you get my eye, my mindset is already programmed to the way you got my eye. It's not programmed to be like, oh, hey, you know what, I just really, but if you look a certain way, I'm going at you in that manner.
So you don't think you could turn a sneaky link into like a relationship type situation?
But then that comes with you really having to figure her out and see if she's worth not just being a sneaky link. Okay. So then if you start off, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you come in with the perception mentally, if I'm looking at you mentally wise, and I'm going into it in that manner, I'm not going into the manner like over here, like, hey, I want to build something with you, or I'm trying to have something with you, because I come into it like that, because that's what you presented to me. That's what the narrative that you have. So if I'm looking at you in that form, I'm thinking in that form.
So if she's shaking her tail feather, you just looking at you on a hump.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Shake your tail feather.
Don't be shaking your tail feather if you want something serious. I'm just saying.
So you telling her not to shake the tail feather?
I'm just saying, if that's what
she gonna fail the Stu eye test. But how do we know if you got glasses? How do we know what the eye test is?
Listen, my brother.
Oh,
listen, my brother.
how many times you gonna keep?
You gonna hit me one of these episodes. I'm like the Michael.
Listen, my brother. Listen, my brother.
Episode 20, I'm gonna get hit.
Yo, I'm just saying, like, we
can stage that.
Before, like I said, sometimes
I don't want to stage get a hit.
Listen.
Out.
I say this to I had this conversation before, and I say, as men, when we go out and you go out into the world and you're looking for certain things in a woman, or you're looking towards something, because you, like you said, you date usually in your own demographic. So when you date inside your demographic, you're looking for something, and what is portrayed to you is what you go off of. And if you want a man to look at you in a certain light, more than less, right? You have to portray that from the jump. So if a man look at you and this is what you're presenting, and then you want to be like, men ain't shit, or men don't treat me right, or I'm not finding the right man that I'm looking for, you have to carry yourself that way first in order for that man that you so-called say that you want to attract. If you carry yourself like this and you put in your booty pictures and you half naked every time a man see you, I think for a long time, females, I said this before, females thought like that was a form of endearment, like men are harping over me, and I feel like I have the whole bunch of guys. No, you don't have a whole bunch of guys to choose from. To be honest with you, you just have a whole bunch of guys that just want to fuck. You don't have a whole bunch of guys that's going to sit here and say, hey, XYZ. They're going to tell you what you want to hear, of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I promise you the word, baby. Where you want to go? I'll do this for you, blah, blah, blah. How many other chicks you think he's saying that shit to? That's doing the same shit that you're doing, because you ain't even do nothing. You ain't even got no talent yet.
Yeah, you just glorious. You just glorious.
That's it.
You just walk around glorious.
So that's pretty much what it is. Some guys don't have the sense of communication to be like, yo, I want to really pick your brain. I just want to see where your head is at. If you're half naked, and if I'm saying I'm throwing a couple of dollars at you, and you bite for it, I already know where to put you. So that's what you gonna be. Now, if you show me that you're going to school, like there's always a big discrepancy in a half naked picture and a girl saying she graduated from college or she's doing something in her career field. You'll see the numbers change. She be in the hundreds of thousands, and this girl, give or take, she may be in 1,000 that was an assault. See, why is it a big discrepancy? You understand that? So that's pretty much what it is.
Before I get to my quick question, have you dated outside your culture?
Yes, I
before?
did.
Right? Did you feel the pressure outside of the culture that people were like, "Oh, from your own culture"? About the same question
I didn't give a
asked.
fuck.
No, but did you feel it?
I didn't feel no pressure
clearly
because I
you
don't
give a fuck.
care.
Take your glasses off.
I'm just saying. I put it back on for you if that make you feel
Try
better.
to stay calm. You the one who called the dog off.
I did.
I really it don't. I don't. Because at the end of the day, we all live in a world where people want to do what's best for them. So
Right, but did you hear it? Did you feel it? Were you getting text messages like, "Oh, you messing with that white girl or that Spanish girl, that Asian girl," or blah blah blah? Did you feel that kind of conversation?
I heard. I probably got like when I was in college. It was a group of black chicks that, and I'm saying not black chicks, but black women that we was in college when I went to school. Then I used to date, talk to white girls as well. So Asian, whatever it is, maybe whatever tickled my fancy that's entertaining me.
Your fancy or your booty hole?
I wasn't gonna do it.
I see.
I'm just
Whoever
saying.
tickled his
Take the glasses out.
Yeah, you see, this is.
Was it liquor involved?
Yo,
'Cause
wait,
I remember
wait.
episode 15.
Yo,
You said,
wait.
"All right, so I'm just."
When you don't see him, when you don't see him no more episodes, you'll know why. All right,
There's gonna be
That's
cue
it.
cards in the chair.
We have a feeling.
AI,
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
all right,
but-
so sticks in your yams. Go ahead.
right, but whatever it was at that time, you did hear it. It was just like a little. He only dates, or him and my college roommate. They only date white girls. This wasn't that. It was just like, yo, you had to do certain things, or the girls wanted you to be in a certain light with them, where they didn't. So it was just different. So
You heard the noise, you ignored it.
no, I didn't give a fuck. What?
We should not use that word because that's gonna get edited out.
All right.
Mike's gonna boop boop that.
But I don't give a fuck. All right, go ahead.
F's, B's, and N's.
H's. Gonna put some D's and some A's.
Yeah.
All right, do men take women for? Do men take? Why I get nervous around you?
Blah, 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 blah.
Do men take women of our culture for granted?
I don't think we do now, but I think I can attest to a time that probably was true. I don't think that we're in the era anymore of fatherless homes and like that drug era where a lot of women had to do this shit themselves, and there was a lot of men going to prison, and
Or dying,
young
or
women and men were being raised by
But that's
single
not
mothers.
taking them for granted, though.
Wait, look, I didn't even
Nah,
finish
dude.
my sentence.
Okay, go ahead.
It
I
is to a
said,
degree.
I think it was because we were putting ourselves in those positions when we were going to jail and we were kind of essentially leaving our families by choice. I think that we were taking the family unit as a whole for granted, which includes the black woman. But now I think that we're dealing with the product and the result of that. Like all of these young, strong-headed, fairly boisterous, fairly aggressive, those types of women are the result of having to grow up in that single-parent home, having to fight for your own shit, and now they're trying to learn just as much as we're trying to learn how to make that shit work as a relationship and as a family. So I don't think that we are intentionally taking anybody for granted, but I think that we're dealing in circumstances where we're not putting up with a certain amount of shit. Public displays of confrontation like that, I know to be more common in our culture than any other culture. Other cultures that have marital or spouse issues, generally they're handling that shit behind closed doors. Where ours, you might see somebody getting their head chewed off in front of Target.
Problem. I think the way that we have all of our conversations out loud, it's like nobody else has those kind of conversations out
Oh,
loud.
you're saying universal for our culture though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of shit that we're not dealing with. The bad bitch delusion, I think, is so far removed from the psyche of a man that you say, ideally you want to be with. I don't think most men want to deal with that kind of shit. They don't want to deal with a bad bitch. They don't want to deal with somebody who's so overly independent that you're not necessary in a relationship other than to be called the boyfriend or the husband. If you feel like you don't need
Trophy
me
guy?
as much, like you said, I don't think that the intention is to dismiss any of our women in terms of culture. But at the same time, if we're choosing to step outside of our race, it's based on the circumstances that we already dealt with. It's not like saying, like, I'm never going to date a black woman because I like X, Y, Z. But if you dealt with so many of your kind that you want to venture in, in college and experience something different, then I don't think that it should be a knock on you that you are essentially taking anybody else for granted because you ran that spectrum.
Did you same question I asked them. Have you dated outside your race before?
Not enough in my adult life where I would be able to answer that question as a yes. No, I did that when I was very young, but I didn't feel pressure because again, I could pass for most races. I could pass for a moon man, and anybody gonna be like, yeah. Only I'll say this: only females that I've dated who were 90% of the time African American females. I think if they were to see me date somebody outside of my race, I feel like they would be the ones to point like, oh, now you done switched up, and this is, you too good for X, Y, Z.
Why?
BLACK.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I've never had a situation. That's just the only time I can anticipate that happening.
And here's another thing before you go into answering it, and I guess I'll ask you as well. So,
that's sweet of you.
in order for you to say you're taking someone for granted, that means that they did something for you. And 9 times out of 10, nobody does anything for us.
Yeah.
So I don't take you for granted. I just don't know why I should acknowledge you. You keep doing things that make you further and further away from the circle of people I should care about.
Now, I'm gonna say they do something for the broke motherfuckers though. If you was a broke motherfucker, they love you to death. You could do no wrong. You could be a deadbeat daddy. You could be whatever
They
it
take
is.
y'all for granted.
Yeah. But if you got your shit together, man, I tell you, bro, it's hard out here. That's why sometimes I'll be like, damn, if I was in college and I was broke, I had way more easier time than I did in high school than I do now. And I got all my shit together. So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is the truth.
Yeah. So go ahead. So now I ask you, do you think people of our culture take our women for granted?
I think, yes, I think it goes both ways though. I think we take the females for granted, especially now. I think it's more you see because of social media. Like, I'll get to it, right? You see some people who never get married, who never have kids, and it's not because I think they don't want to. I think it's because they feel as if they'll get to it when they get to it. But sometimes you run into it and you're like, damn, you turn around and you're 40. You know, I don't think it's, and I think it's sometimes like having a woman who actually cares or does things for you or take care of you. I think that we manipulate that into you're supposed to, and I don't think that they're supposed to. I think that you're not gonna get that from everybody. I don't think you're gonna get that genuine concern and care from every woman. I think we take that for granted, like she'll be there. But the flip side to that is, I think that women in our culture take good men in our culture for granted. Because a lot of people out here who don't give a fuck about these chicks, like he just said, the dirtbags. And if you come home every day, if you ain't bothering nobody, then you boring and mundane, right? If you're not at the club, you're not showing out, then it's, you want to pick a fight with me about garbage, or you want to pick a fight with me because I did something like minuscule. And I'm not saying we can't have disagreements, but then you start picking, and it's like, do you realize how you living right now? You realize what the fuck you have?
Yeah.
You haven't do, like, you never been hungry. You never been horny. Like, you could tap me on the shoulder, and I'm not speaking for me, I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah.
You could tap me on the shoulder, and I'll hump you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They take that for granted because they want to be with the bad boy who's out there selling them a dream, you know?
Right.
Who's in their DMs telling them, like, oh, you still fuck with Stu, or you still fuck with Ubika, you still
You think
fuck
that's
with
the
Mike?
majority of us all together? Like, all together, you think that? Like,
Yeah, I do. I personally believe that because I think there's less likely to meet people who are going through bullshit than there's people who have settled households. And I'm not saying that they're married.
18 to 45, yeah.
I think, and this is the thing, right? Because I think that because I know good guys, the closer and closer and closer you are into that circle, the more appreciative we are about those people being there. And I don't just think that of like
You talking about good guys as far as us as men knowing other good men.
other good. I know good men
Right.
who, when women are within their parameters, they treat them with high regard.
No, I think we are.
Are we a culture of good men?
No, I think I can speak.
Well,
I'm not.
well,
I can't
that's
say I
a good
can't.
question. But before, what I'm saying is, when the closer and closer within our circle, like right up into our partners, those people get treated well. The more
Not
and more
always.
further out,
Not
You
always.
don't think so?
Because
No.
you don't see the day to day.
Yeah,
You don't see the day to day.
That's why they're treated well, though.
Yeah, because you don't see the day to day. When what you see is a fragment of time when you're around
2 hours,
It was
an
2
hour,
hour.
yeah.
It's all love and it's all smiles and giggles, right?
You don't understand
But
how.
when you leave that setting and you go back to the back wherever y'all be at, and then you got to deal with, you know what, you do something nice, right? And then 2 days and 3 days later, oh, you ain't do this. You the worst nigga motherfucker in the world.
Yeah.
So you don't.
But
you
that
don't.
goes, we did speak about that.
Yes, but this is what I'm saying. You see that for that moment. For us as men, when you are those type of individuals, and when you are a good father, or you are this person, you go through so much more shit than just being a deadbeat.
No, what I'm saying is, all right, so maybe I'm misunderstanding. Because when I said taken for granted, that means like you do stuff for me and I just don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
It happens.
Not just
Yeah.
you
It happens.
exist.
It does.
It happens.
It
It
does.
happens because
It-
and as I said, it happens both ways. Even sometimes the good guys, you could take it for granted. Like, you know, I'll catch myself sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I'll catch myself sometimes, and I'll be like, I'll see some shit that somebody else is going through. And I'm like, oh damn, I'm glad I'm not going through that. You know what I mean? I'm lucky to have somebody who's not doing that to me, right? Like that right there, whatever that is. Not to say that I don't go through my own afflictions. I'm just saying that particular thing right there is like what I'm lucky for, but I take it for granted. It's like, they're gonna do. That's what you're supposed to do. But nobody's supposed to do shit for you.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why I don't.
But every instant that somebody respects you, every instant that somebody treats you with something, you
are doing something for them.
Yeah.
And if you miss something, or if I give you something today, you love me like a little kid, right? A kid, you give a kid candy today, oh, I like you. The moment you tell that kid no, it's like, I don't like you, and they're gonna fall out.
And I think it's more.
That's you have those things when you are a man doing what you're supposed to do. Those things that you do that happens, like we ain't gonna make it a personal thing, but what I will say is,
Give me my money.
Give my goddamn money. My goddamn money right now. Get my shit.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Do you, outside of the women you've ever dated, borrowing them and excluding them, do you feel appreciated by the women of your culture?
Again, my circle is small. I keep a small circle intentionally. So yes, the women in my life, yes, those people appreciate me. And if they don't
even
if
answer.
they don't appreciate me,
your mom
they
treats you
get
good.
bumped further and further away and outside of the circle. So that noise of like,
Your mom treats
hey
you good.
man, don't you think you should carry these bags for me? Don't ring as loud.
She treat me good.
It's not that I take you for granted that you're. I'm trying. This is why.
Mama. You guys are fucked up.
So the answer is humbly.
No. And the answer to my question is yes. You didn't ask me this question, but I'll answer it myself. When I have dated outside of my culture, even at a younger age, I've gotten that. I've gotten that. That from my own culture. I've gotten that. It meant something to me. It bothered me because it's like.
really?
Yeah, you want me to tell you why it bothered me? Because in our culture, again, you feel like you take it for granted, right? If you're not up a chick ass, if you're not doing this, all this other shit, then they kind of just pass it off, right? To me, you get passed off, right? Whatever I want from a situation from somebody, I'm not getting that, whatever it is that I want. So if I'm not getting that from you, but I'm getting it from another situation, and I'm not saying it's based off your skin color, it's just like you said, the demographics. I'm in this neighborhood dealing with these type of black females at the time. I'm not getting that whatever I want reciprocated, but when I'm uptown and the mommies love me, or I'm in over here by Clinton Hills and the white girls then I'm getting, oh, why you chose her, and it's like
Give me a particular case. Not directly
You
about
asked.
you.
You asked.
Well, that would
This
be
the
particular.
feds, yeah.
No.
You
Somebody
is
tell
the
me.
feds.
Paint me
He
a story.
is the feds
Paint
right
me
now.
a story
The statute of
about-
limitations is never over. All right? So let's
I answer
start.
the question.
No, what I'm saying
I
is,
answer the question.
give me a scenario where it's like, oh, I open the door for a person, and
I'll
people
give
of
an
my
example.
culture just don't care that I open up doors. But when I go uptown, Spanish moms be like, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much."
Why you gotta do the voice?
What
was that?
That's getting edited.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Speedy Gonzalez shit was that.
You sound Luigi.
My Spanish lady's a little off.
Oh shit.
You gotta change the captions on that shit.
Yeah, so to answer that question is now I'm with someone who's African American, but prior to I dated far more Hispanic women. That was what I was around. That's like they took me more serious during those times of me growing up. So I dealt with when text messages and stuff. You dealing with, you with this chick, or you like that was the flip side to that. But I wasn't getting the attention that I wanted from African American women.
But I mean, like, okay.
But I dealt with the backlash from that.
Give me an instance, like opening up the door where you.
It's never
feel
going to be about opening up the door. It's about you fucking with a Spanish or outside race of a female than rather fucking with a chick that's black, a woman that's black. That's
you
it.
about to have something.
You think
or when we was in college and I was messing with the white girl, the unnamed white girl, and I had a whole fucking 3-hour conversation. Some girl in the room talking about all our good black men up here always want to be with the white women as soon as they get on. I'm like, this is my white girlfriend at the time or whatever we was doing, but could you leave the room right now?
That's the one that was watching Belly.
You know what's crazy?
No, that wasn't the one I was watching Belly.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? It's always you always get that, right? When you was in the setting, she had an opportunity.
No, she did not have.
No, well, maybe not that one, but
she did not
maybe
have
because
a choice.
maybe not that one, but there are. Like he said, I was in my demographic, multiple females. I passed through multiple. We used to live in Brooklyn. Brooklyn got like 3 million people living there. You pass a slew of females on the train, whatever. If you wanted your shot, you could have had your shot.
Shoot your shot, man.
Shoot your shot. Now, if I do say something and you want to play the game, but you remember they got like the 3-day rule, it's certain shit that you don't have to play with other races of females that you got to play with your own race.
Yeah.
You don't have to play those games. Like I said, when I was in college, like he said, when I was in college, females, said, "Oh, he only be messing with all the white girls." It's not that I mess with them. Those are the ones that's
show you the attention that you want.
So you feel praise.
Not even feel praise.
Attention that you want. If I want to hang out and I want to chill and I want to drink and I want to be young, I'll just use that word. You want to be young. These are the people who are cool with this. If you talking about, I want to be treated this kind of way, and this pedestal thing at 19, 18 years old. Pedestaling wasn't where I was. I wasn't pedestaling people. We were in college, being in college. Or I'm in, just fresh in life. You're being in life. You're not trying to be like it hurts sometimes. Like, and me personally, I've lost many relationships in the past by just being straightforward. Like, this is not what I'm looking for from you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not looking for that from you.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike. Because I'm Hispanic.
Yeah. It's your Hispanic side that bothers me. No, but in all seriousness, it's just that's one of those things that you're not be able, like he said, supply and demand before. I'm asking for something, right? I give you something, you give me something. You want a serious, committed relationship right now, and I'm being honest with you. That's not what I'm capable to provide for you.
It's not even serious committed relationships because you in college, they fucking.
Those vibes. I'm saying those vibes. They want you to give those vibes like piss on the tree territorial.
Not even. I wouldn't say that. I just think it was just more of they want you to be on their heels, and if you're not breaking down they want to have the option to tell you yes or no. That's pretty much what it was. So they want to have the option.
I didn't have that dynamic.
They want to have the option to be like, hey. If I come up to you and start talking to you, if they want to have the option to say, I want to talk to you, or if I don't want to talk to you. Where on the other hand, if I go over there, go talk to them, they're gonna talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll come talk to me. I don't have to go out my way to sit there and have this approach to them.
So you didn't want to put the work in for your
No, it's don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
For your Nubian queens?
Don't do
Struggle.
That. But even
so
like I said,
taking it for granted, you didn't want to put that work in.
It wasn't even that. But like even when. Cause let me stop. Cause
you're
gonna make me say some shit. Yeah. But anyway.
Expose a stripper name.
You know what I mean? But
don't talk about strippers. I'm still hurt.
Yeah, you are. Cause you ain't getting none.
Damn.
But
it ain't your stripper story.
It ain't it's my stripper story.
The culture. For the culture.
Let's keep it right. Let's get it right. It's my stripper story, not yours.
I was there.
You ain't getting none.
I heard it.
Playing with your sweatpants.
I smelt it. Whoever smelt it,
Yeah,
felt it.
that's what I'm saying. But like I said, it's just one of those things where the approach is different at that time. What you, like I said, it's not what you're looking for. It is what you're looking for, but it's not like, hey, saying I'm looking for this particularly from someone, them. But if they're giving it to you, if they're giving you that attention without you having to be like, play this game with them, you don't have to do that with them. And it was more free and more open. That's it.
Nigga. I don't care what you say.
You could be loved by them. Do the daughter love you?
Be
Though?
loved.
Daughter love you. That's all that matters. The grandma can love
I'm
you
gonna try
all
to
the
read this
day.
right because in pre-production I read this wrong. This is the smash and grab.
Right.
Slow it down.
Okay, take your time, baby.
Breathe.
Take your time, baby. Let them
Stop
speak.
breathing in
It's
your
Sunday
head
too.
and out loud.
It's Sunday. Let them speak to you.
Syllables of the Lord.
If your future son-in-law was just like you, what's one thing you'd have him change or work on?
Me? I tell him to never stop working. Never stop working. I guess
Well, you
that
always
would-
work.
Yeah,
You
about
always
to
work. What
say.
are you talking about?
There's been times when this is me knowing me, that I could do more. And I could do more. And if he's like me, I tell him that that's not enough.
So how about I'm about to tell you, you need to do more.
Do some more.
Right?
Introspection.
I get
Right?
I
See
get
Low Green?
What about your
I
father?
get it.
What about your father?
Even though, like, because you got to work smarter, not harder,
What would you tell
right?
your stepdad?
So I guess that's what I would tell him, to be smarter about the choices, because you got a lot of drive in you. See? You see?
See?
This is why I'm saying I'm cool.
Some advice you tell your
Nigga
stepdad.
say, yo, listen, my man, yeah, you need to work hard because you got to overdraft.
Yeah, take that garbage.
Exactly.
You gotta overdrive.
You got insufficient funds.
Chasing your ass.
You said, wait a minute, if I put in 80 hours, that's still not enough.
Nope. It's not enough for a withdrawal, brother.
Sorry.
You're like, wait, I made a deposit of 80
shit.
hours of hard work.
Oh man,
Yeah, that's
I'm
still
over
not
here
enough.
crying.
So I tell him to be smarter about the way that he works.
All right, smarter and harder. I'm sorry. You don't have no advice for your stepfather, right?
What?
Your stepfather. You have any advice for your stepfather? If somebody wanted to be your stepfather, what advice would you give them?
What?
That's on the card. That's on the card.
That's the third one. That's the third.
All right,
That's the
so-
grab
all
part.
right, so what would you tell your son-in-law? What would you have him change or work on?
Patience. I think patience with dealing with, just dealing with the opposite, another person. I think that's what you really need to work on. I think once you develop that patience level, because like we all know I have that mindset. Sometimes I don't give a fuck. But,
Really, you?
Nah. You noticed it? All right, cool. Now I'm glad you did. But yeah, I think be patient.
Okay.
Patience.
What you got? What would you tell your son-in-law?
Tell him, Stu. Tell him.
Patience.
Be patient. Be patient. And and understanding that, because we referenced it as future son-in-law, now I'm looking at it as the father, as that's my daughter. And although I think I'm a great guy, I would say that. Just patience, just being more patient, because I feel like I know I can get to a point where it explodes, but if I could delay that a little longer and just try and understand situations more, then I would.
Why don't you
I would
change that?
advise
Why
myself.
wouldn't you change that about yourself?
Well, that's the point of us asking the question, is that it's more
I'm saying-
introspection.
I'm not. I'm saying so introspectively. If you know that about yourself, the same thing with you. Why wouldn't you change that about yourself? Or you just like
Now
this is who I am?
No, now I am. I've known myself to be worse. I've known myself to be worse, and I've recognized that. I feel like every relationship that I've been in, I've taken something that I knew to be negative about myself into the next relationship. Like I'm gonna fix this.
Okay.
Even if this person has never dealt with that, this is some shit that really hindered,
The growth
me
of the relationship.
before.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna work on that before I enter into the next.
So you use whatever your past things to make you better.
Yeah, if last girl was like, yo, listen, you need to XYZ because I'm not feeling that shit, before I move on, I'm going to address that. Even if I didn't agree with it, I'm going to address the fact that you saw that in me.
I like that. Self-help, a little self-care. I like that.
Go ahead, help yourself.
Yeah.
In the future, my son-in-law, I would tell him that I have a lot of guns. I have a lot of guns.
So if you got a
No.
lot of guns
No,
like
yes.
you,
No, but he's got to change something. What would he have to change?
Dated my daughter. I got a lot of guns. I got a lot of guns. A lot of guns.
What would you change about yourself? What you got to work on?
That I got a daughter and I'm gonna have to shoot this dude if he do something that's anything close to. If you anywhere close, I don't want.
Listen, I think that'd be that's
I'm about to say
an
it's his
easy
father.
way to go about it. Like,
Because the thing is this: if you look at yourself, I would say that I'm so much. I think I'm a flawed person, right? I think I'm imperfectly perfect, right? I'm the perfect version of myself, but I don't need my daughter dating me. You know what I mean? I don't need her dating me. I need her life to be.
Yeah, what would you change? What would make you a better guy that your daughter could
Stock on my fucking shotgun. What are you
No,
talking
seriously, like that's not gonna be anything. Your son-in-law is not gonna walk in with a shotgun and you be like, yeah, that's the guy I want.
No,
I'm saying, what would you change?
Fucking doorstep and he gonna get what he wants.
Seriously, what would you change about yourself?
Seriously, I think this is a tough one because I wouldn't want my daughter dating somebody like me who's I think I've been exposed to too much.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone less experienced in life.
Yeah, but I want them as experienced, but not as experienced. So that's why I said it's convoluted. That's why I said you need a shotgun for this guy.
So that's
Because
why-
Because if I walk in the door, no, I'm being
I'm
serious.
gonna kill this little
If I
bug.
walk in the door and I'm ahead of, he's too advanced for my daughter, for me. You know what I mean? He gets the game. He understands what's going on. He has been hurt, has hurt people. He's all these things. So I would just have to change the entire person.
You
I
think
need
you're
somebody-
seen like that by your wife's family?
No. I think her friends probably see me as like a superstar, a Hollywood.
I'd agree. Yeah, you're a good guy.
I think they see me
Think
as
you're
like
a good
a-
Yo,
stand-up.
Kush was a rapper in his past life. Yo, my man. I never took a L. Never took a L.
No, I think they see me like that.
8-ball clips right
I
there.
think they see me like that, but I think they also see me. I think they. So it's funny, like when we have events and stuff, like I'll go like not all the time, but I'll go like once in a while, and they're like, "Oh, we ain't seen you in a year" or something like that.
You
So
don't
I think
appreciate us.
Yeah, I think it's like a view of like the foreign close thing, you know, because it's all love when we all get together. You know what I mean? Whenever we all get together, it's all love.
They prefer to have you around more?
That's hard to say because I'm not in the circle, but I would say that when I am around her friends or her family, it's all love. You know what I mean? But again, we're dealing with 2-hour, 3-hour clips of time.
That's
we're
what
not
I
dealing
said
with.
before.
We're not dealing with. We're not dealing with a
We
day to
have
day.
to. We have to get more into that.
You know what I mean?
People, the type of person you are, and the slice of a person, and how much of that equals to you.
You got to be a politician when you're in these situations.
That's
I was saying it
that's
to
a really
be.
good.
I was saying it to
topic.
be aggressive, but I wholeheartedly meant, and I probably mean this for all y'all. You're not suitable. Y'all not good enough for your daughters. You're not.
Yeah.
None of you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys personally. Ain't none of y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't good enough. For your daughters. You know what I mean? Your mentality, your whatever, your work ethic, getting to where you need to go. Yes, I would hands over fist say whatever. Not being in bullshit. Yes. But the mentality, no. You've been through too much shit. Y'all dudes have been through fucking.
I'm saying, yo, you here too. You shouldn't date.
I started with me.
I know.
I'm just telling y'all that y'all should have been so I would change my patience. I'm like, patience ain't gonna stop her from being
No,
crazy.
I would tell them
and
to
you
be
talk
smarter.
about be patient. You talk. Your mouth is crazy. And you,
This is why I say it.
My patience
That's what
works,
I,
though.
listen,
if you have more patience, it wouldn't stop.
What was
the
wrong with my
savagery.
answer, Mr.
Oh,
Mr.
my
Yeah, mine was
Did he
good.
You see how he turned this on us?
yeah.
Okay, what's wrong with my answer?
I started with telling y'all I would kill me.
Okay, good.
You just started saying, I got a gun. I got 2 guns, and I got a shotgun.
For me, if I saw me walk in the door, I said, I know what this boy about. I know what this boy about.
Come here, young blood.
He too much work. You know, he too much work. That's what I'm saying.
Turn around.
I gave y'all a little leeway. I said, kill. No, but no. In all seriousness, I think that not just patience. For me, is or what you said. I think you need a whole nother makeup. I want somebody on her level. On her level, somebody who could deal with whatever she is giving out. You know what I mean? I want her to be more like me. You know what I mean? Than him. Because if he come in like me, he
but
gonna
then
take
that, I mean,
advantage.
see, that's another thing too. So what is she? Your daughter is more like you. So then now you got them two right as an equal match.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want her to have the upper hand.
Ain't nothing but a bunch of chess pieces moving
Yeah,
around.
yeah, that's
When
what
you
I have to
watch
say.
this- When you watch this 17 years from now, you watch this episode, little girl. I'm not gonna say your name because then people gonna start stealing your name. 17 years from now, you remember I told you.
She can't watch
Fuck
the
'em up,
internet
girl.
in the nunnery. You can't see the internet at the nunnery.
You've already given your life to God.
Open that book. Open that book.
Alright.
Where we at? Where we at? Where we at?
Oh, we at the end. We at the I'll always go to the end.
I don't think that's not the
to
word.
the end.
Here we go.
Okay.
Who's gonna be Wanye? I'll be Wanye.
Nah, you gonna-
Oh, you know who you want to be.
Who is his name?
Yeah, nobody knows his name. What's his name? I give you $500 right now. You tell me his name. $500 right now. I'll clear your debt with Stu. Give me his name.
Hold on, I'm gonna do that right now.
Count balance satisfied.
All right, I'm gonna start this one with Stu. Look in the part. Qualities of leadership. What does leadership look like? Tell us a time you display leadership at work.
At work. Leadership is knowing what the fuck you're talking about and knowing what you're doing. So once you know what you're doing, and people, you gravitate to it. You know, when you look like you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you just like, what, speculating, then you can't be a leader.
So for you, it's look? Like looking like you know what to do?
Knowing. You can't look, no, you can look like if you know what you're doing all day, you can fake the funk. But after a while, if you don't know it, people going to sense it.
It'll show up.
It'll show.
Keep bullshit.
Yeah,
You think at your job they look at you as a leader, or you think you just even kill with a? Don't forget they watching this episode.
I don't care. I think you could look at me a leader. That's if I want to be. You know what I mean? For the most part, you know, I feel like I'm well versed and qualified for all the type of roofing systems that we have. I know how to do all the shits, but it's up to me really if I really want to be perceived that way. You know what I mean? My work speaks for itself. So I could if I want to. If I don't want to, I could just, you know, fit in with everybody else.
So at some jobs you saying you take.
Some jobs you have to. Some jobs you don't have to. You know what I mean? Some jobs you may have to take that leadership role. I think I did. I was working with one company. He didn't have a lot. It was a smaller company. He didn't have a lot of guys where I had to take on that responsibility to be that leadership role to teach the other guys who don't know.
How'd you feel that? How'd you feel doing that? Was it like heavy?
Nah, it's not. Because you just know at the end of the day what my my focus is. So I know if I come in today, I gotta do this. He'll tell me like, yo, I need you to do this, but he go do something else with another group of guys, and I make sure that that's taken care of. That way, and when he come back, he don't have to worry about nothing. You never really have to worry about nothing with me anyway. But it's just the fact that it was more dependent on me to take care of that than if I was working with a big, large amount of guys where I really don't have to worry about it because it's just
Everybody knows
everybody
what's
was
going on.
doing. Yeah.
But did y'all send the women to go get the sandwiches on the smaller group or the Mike?
They went humbly.
She took the work order. Ham and cheese. What does leadership look like?
Then she missed the left
No
hand layup.
pickles.
I'm trying to get Stu in trouble. It won't work. It won't work. He's like
won't.
fuck, Teflon Stu.
I know.
What does leadership look like? Tell us a time you displayed it at work.
I think leadership looks like an example. I think it's demonstrative of what you
Big word.
expect from other people.
I'm looking that up.
You go demonstrative. It means a demonstration. You're willing to demonstrate what you expect from everybody else. Whereas a boss can tell you, I want you to do X, Y, Z. I feel like a leader is going to get down on the floor with you and say, I want you to do it like this. This should be happening in this manner. Somebody who's not afraid to get down there and, for lack of a better term, get their hands dirty. Like, I don't think that leadership comes from an office high up overlooking everybody. At that point, you're just a title. So in terms of a display of leadership, y'all know I used to work with a couple hundred employees underneath me at the arena. And I'm going to speak to a specific time where it was, I would say, 2 displays of leadership, but one of them was unintentional. So the way I said demonstrative, I would actively get down there.
You right about that word? You used it right?
Yeah, you know, come on, me.
I'm not gonna tell
Oh,
him.
you was doing something
I'm not
else
gonna tell him.
and trying to blame him.
I got
while
the whole
over
book.
there.
You think I wasn't using the words correctly?
He-
Look,
he
I
was-
got
he was-
shit
he was
falling out
worried-
the book.
He was worried about if I spelled it right.
Yeah. He got it wrong. He put in demolition. Mike
Said the
Bruce, Mike
the
Bruce, shut up.
the auto spell didn't work right. I came on a different word.
It worked though. My phone fucked with me.
It's the demo.
Demolition man.
My phone fucked with me. My phone fucked with me.
It's the demo of monster.
Yeah, my phone fucked with me.
All right, back to it. At the arena. So at the arena one day we had I think like a sold out game. So we had 16,000 people coming through. The main entrance was crazy. What ended up happening is there was like a backlog of people. So I grabbed the scanner and I said, all right, I'm going to hop on this side. I'm going to open up this lane. If probably about 12 other people. If any of y'all scan more tickets than me, like I try to make it fun, like a competition. If any of y'all scan more tickets than me, you could go to break first and you could take a double break. Just to make it fun because, again, I could point to them and be like, yo, y'all not moving fast enough this way, and then go to my office and chill. But a leader is going to stand right next to you and exhibit the qualities that they expect from you as an employee or you know, just being in that circle. So that was one count of leadership. The part that I didn't expect is one of my employees, a female, she was working with people and she was right next to me. Out of nowhere, she passed out, head hit the ground, everything. So first thing I did was make sure, one, we shut everything down, kind of kept it clear. I wanted to make sure she wasn't having a seizure, so I turned her on the side, but then I realized she also wasn't breathing. Ooh. So actively I had to jump on the radio, call EMS. Before they came,
sticks his tongue in her mouth.
That's disgusting. Look, but before they came, something like that, another manager of mine who I look to as a figure of authority, I asked him, I said, do you know CPR? And he was like, I do. So I said, she's not breathing. He jumped down there, gave her chest compressions, stuck his tongue in her mouth, weirdo. But resuscitated her, and she started breathing again. And just as he did that, EMS was coming around the corner to, you know what I mean, work on the situation. But it was 2 counts of leadership because, one, I was displaying one, but at the second time, I also was able to delegate and say, listen, you're probably better at this than I am, so I'm not going to be acting all high and mighty like, no, I'm the manager, everybody back up. If you know what you're doing and you can teach me something, by all means, help. And in doing that, we both got recognized. That's why I got my prop. We both got recognized for the hockey game, and I'm a hometown hero. Look at your boy.
Hey, look at Mike over there.
Nah, but that felt good in terms of
saving lives. I
leadership because
I'm a Rangers fan, but I'll take it.
again, it was a point. It was a point in time where I could lead by example. I'm a fan of anybody that paid me. So,
Question: when you said you could have told everybody to go to break, was that the women that you were talking about?
no, they made the sandwich. That's the sandwich makers.
They don't need no break.
What does
They go to Ashley
What
Stewart.
does leadership look like? Not the Ashley.
Wow.
You get killed with that one.
I got to edit.
You want to take it back? You want to take that one back?
I already apologized. We did the thing yesterday.
No, you don't want to apologize to the world because
My
they
mother
saw it.
said
No,
straight.
just Miss Mason. That's it.
Oh,
My mother
man.
She
set him
corrected
straight,
me. Yeah,
right?
I spoke to her about it.
But then I got the big plate. So
I spoke to her. If you had to tell your stepfather, no. What does leadership look like? Tell us a time you displayed it at work.
So I had 27 employees at a time, and
Thank you.
when I was doing that, I didn't know we could get bless yous around here.
you just said yeah. We said bless you. He said yeah.
Stop owing niggas money.
We ain't blessing me. Blessing me with my pay.
He said I can't afford to say bless you.
You've been blessed enough.
You better buck up. Buck up or shut the fuck up.
You got no money to sneeze.
That's still lean over. Yo, how he still owe me money for sneezing?
Nigga ain't even humble about it.
He's gonna sneeze right in front of me.
Could you believe he's gonna come to work, start sneezing? He learned to have goddamn allergies. Allergies when you gotta get algae medicine.
Can't afford allergies,
I can't
brother.
afford algae medicine.
Till Friday.
So I had like 27 guys, employees under me, men and women, and it was so I didn't get to that position because they needed a spot to fill. I wasn't the person and just quit the job and we need somebody to fill that position. That position was given to me because of the leadership qualities that I've already possessed. And I don't think that you just have to do what you do. At my job, I'm probably one of the best at doing my job according to the rating system that we have, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't look at myself as like the leader or the person in charge, but I am a great example of what it is that you need to do in order to be good at this job. And I think that, like you said, getting down on the floor, doing stuff personally, actually not showing off, but showing people exactly what it is that they can do in order to be what this task needs is a good example, and that is a sign of leadership. And I don't realize that I'm doing it because you're being helpful, right? So and so needs this done, and you jump down and you do it, and then next thing you know, you become a leader because you happen to have the experience because you hopped up and you tackled that task. So now you have more and more experience, and more of those experiences where you put yourself out there and you put yourself in there makes you a better leader because people can see that this is a great example of what it is that should be leading us. And in due time, for whatever reason, that promotion will come. And when that time comes, then you're not changing because of your position. You're not changing because of anything else. What you're doing is actually just being who you've always been. And again, to wrap that right back around, as a leader, when you are in that position, the onus is on you to go back and show people what it is that they can do to be the example of what is needed for the task. Does that explain it?
A lot of words in that
I'm about to say,
essay.
that's
Fuck me up, bro.
I got your message.
Yeah.
But,
But I hope the audience heard you.
A lot of words. Nigga said, I'm 138 words short. Let me stretch.
You can't put a short out about that.
Check out these new 400 longs. What about you, brother? What does leadership look like to you? And tell us about a time you were a leader at work.
I think leadership just looks like taking charge of a situation and not even acknowledging that you're being a leader. It's times when you do stuff or making tough decisions that we could all sit here in the room and nobody's able to make, right? Like, let's say we're all just making a sandwich or whatever, right? And we're like,
Also with women now.
Hey, yo.
well, some of us been
I
called
identify as a sandwich maker.
some of us have been called women online. No,
Hey, yo.
no, but
At least two of them.
yeah, I'm waiting for my turn.
I'm not shaving.
In all seriousness, we could be there, and then somebody's like, "Oh, well, does Klein want mayonnaise?" Somebody has to take the role of call Klein or even make the decision to do it. So I'm just dumbing it down to just the person making the decision. Sometimes you have to make decisions, right? It's like you explain being on the roof or whatever the case is. At some point, if you notice that he's not paying attention to whatever, it's like, all right, we can't afford to fall off this fucking roof, or we can't do that. But let me just, Bika, you go over there, make the sandwiches. I got the shit, whatever. Like you said, hey, you guys are not moving fast enough. Let me get in there. So I think that leadership is displaying the now, doing the now, getting whatever it needs to get done. I think if you're talking about an example at work, for me, I'm in a leadership role now more than ever, only because I'm like older. Being a leader is difficult. So, I mean, day to day, not to get to any specifics, but it's just making tough decisions. I make tough decisions sometimes that,
Lives are on the line.
No, I make tough decisions that I don't think the people around me are prepared to make. But at the same breath, I think that it's very difficult being a leader in today's society because the younger people are not willing to take direction.
So you're taking on some of that, not necessarily because of your title, but more so because of your character, you're saying?
Experience.
Yes. I'm not in the supervisory position in my job, so we're all basically on the same level. But at the same time, you're still like a team leader. If you're fixing the wires in the wall, I could be the head electrician all I want, but at the end of the day, if I'm telling you, Stu, put your wires in the wall this way, and you're not fucking listening because you're over here like, my daddy told me to do it this way, then we'll have a problem. So for me, that's what it is. It's hard. It's difficult. It's hard for me to explain leadership at my job only because I don't feel like people take leadership seriously.
Do you look to any of your peers as leaders, even though, like you said, y'all are all on the same? Do you look at somebody and be like, yo, that dude's a leader. He could probably run the team. Or she. Damn it.
Could, yes, but I am the leader. So it's just that's just the dynamic. But it also is not by choice. It's by making tough decisions.
Is Jaime a leader?
I'm the only. Yeah, Jaime's definitely a leader. He could be a leader. He's my but he could be a leader. But again, the tougher decisions have to be made by me because a lot of times he thinks with his heart. I don't give a fuck. You can bleep the F out, but I don't care a lot of times. Sometimes I gotta make
Turn it up.
Sometimes you
Heard that,
sometimes
Jaime? You heard what he said?
No, it's the truth because Haim is like he is somebody who always thinks with his heart. He's always thinking how you feel,
Right.
how you feel, how you know what I mean, like that. And sometimes he don't want to make those tough decisions because he don't want you to feel away. And sometimes I just gotta be like, you're fired, you know. And I will do that, and I don't care. I just deal with the consequences. So yeah.
Have you ever had to? Well, opposite. Anybody ever had to let somebody go or like put in a recommendation that this person's not working out?
I recommend it every day.
I did that.
I recommend firing
about to
motherfuckers
say.
every day.
Gets rid of this.
Gets rid of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sit down. Sit down. I got to say something.
Smash and grab so I can get us out of here because I'm hungry. Name a time you were surprised you with an unexpected leadership.
What?
I read that like from Phonics. Name a time you were surprised
50
with
Tyson over
unexpected leadership. When leadership was thrust upon you.
Yeah. So
Don't do the last thing you did. I said it's a smash and grab. That last thing you did got me. You started out not saying nothing, and this time you hit me with too many words.
That shit was a story and grab.
Too many.
all right. So read it again.
Healthy. Name one time somebody. This is one of the leadership moments.
Yeah, let me go first.
No,
Hey, this is
be a leader
this is
right
how we
now,
do it.
right?
All right.
Name a time you were surprised that somebody gave you like a role of leadership, unexpected leadership, like it was thrust upon you.
Probably this position here on the pod, because this does put us in a leadership position. I thought it was just going to be fun, but when you start to see like people watch your stuff and people look at you as the leader, like I do feel like it was thrust upon me. I thought me and my friends was going to shoot a pod, and then like I can see us way further now. So what you say and what you do becomes more like solid, and it has to be. All right, that was it. I'll stop there.
Take it. Oh, look now.
Demonstrative. Just say it into the thing, man.
Yeah, it's all right.
Just say it into the thing.
He's still
You
trying to
can't
figure it
spell
out.
it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down for
You
you.
should have just took his book and just looked in his book
right
and he
here.
could have spelled it for you.
his book is written in
I'm
hieroglyphics.
gonna say he could have read the
For people
Bible.
out there, the book is written in hieroglyphics. Name a time leadership was thrust upon you.
Being leader of the household. And when I say household, not just my children, being leader, taking care of my grandmother, taking care of my moms, taking care of my brothers and my sisters, my nephew. That was like kind of thrust upon me because I was the man before. You know, when the man wasn't there, we didn't have those people there, so I had to become that person. So I wasn't planning on it, but you know, that's a time where it was really thrown on you. Your brother asking you for bread. You gotta try to figure out his living situation. Your sisters is going, you know, they asking you for help. They asking for guidance. You got your nephew. You know what I mean. You trying to be his father not there, so you trying to be that person because you know what he's going to go through, and when he gets older, how his mind's going to be. So you want to try to prevent that. So my mom, she ain't got it all together. So you still trying to help her out, trying to keep her stable or whatever the case may be. So that's when it was thrust upon me to be the leader when I didn't expect or I wasn't going in, or even taking care of my grandmother. Like that was another thing I had to do. Like I'm in my prime. I want to, and you know what I'm saying? I got to take care of elderly ladies. So it was just like one of those things where it was thrust upon me, and it was like, here, sink or swim. And you know what I mean? And unfortunately, like I didn't drown when we talked about me going to the pool and I jumped off the diving board. I didn't drown. I had to figure out how to fucking swim and to make it happen. And you know, I'm proud of myself for that.
Real
I'm
quick,
proud of you too.
I was gonna say, I mean, I've known you damn 20 plus years, and I think I've always had respect for you. But when you stepped up, like you said, in that position, and seeing you move your grandmother out into your house and you taking care of her, I looked at you like, that's my boy. That's the leader.
I appreciate
That's who I
that.
know. So
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
definitely a leader.
yeah.
Am I?
And being that was my grandmother, I knew that you were doing something special. I just want to acknowledge that and give you flowers for that.
I appreciate
know
that.
when I was looking at the episode that we shot at your house, and grandma's in the background. Like, I look at that picture, I look at that moment and know that you did that. And that's always super dope, and I always want to acknowledge that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shit, y'all get-
Yeah, no fucking jokes.
Yeah, easy, brother, easy. Okay,
I know. I
So
stopped.
just so y'all know, this is water. I'm getting old. My eyes is wet. My eyes is wet. Water's wet.
Come on.
Unexpected leadership. When has it been thrust upon you?
Not necessarily thrust upon me. I could speak to a time where I was surprised by somebody else's leadership that I didn't expect. This was a few years ago. This is when I was actually living in Georgia, or I might have been down there for the summer on vacation, something close to it. But I was down there for a while. And one of our neighbors was an older white lady who lived by herself. Her husband was long gone, passed away. One day it was kind of like sun showering, you know, and down south it'd rain for 15 minutes, then the sun come out and be bright as hell. Or it could essentially just be raining right through sunshine. And that was happening, and there was two little black boys that were walking down the street, and it started to rain. And I'm outside on my porch, but the old lady was outside on her porch, and she called these two young black boys who were no association akin to her and said, y'all need to come over here out of the rain until it passed before y'all get sick. And then they went down and sat with her for about 15 minutes and chopped it up and were being super respectful and nice. But it was a moment where I was like, I could do that. That's free. You can always be nice and helpful and respectful to somebody, despite if they're much older or much younger than you, and just give them essentially a perspective, something that was unexpected for them. They expected to be wet as hell walking to the baseball field or wherever they was going. And this lady who doesn't look like you, is far from your age and demographic, is willing to show you about a courtesy that you probably never experienced from people that look like you. So that was a time where leadership was like kind of thrown in my face, but also gave me a perspective to say that you can be like that. So I thought that was dope. Shout out to that old lady. Keep them boys out the rain.
Leadership. I hate when Stu goes first, because that's like I'm copycatting. But I feel like life is thrust upon you, like being put in a position to just make those decisions. Like when I tell you, you don't have a choice to fail. Like I can't be the bum. You know what I mean? I want to be sometimes. You know, you want to just be like, fuck it. I want to just wake up. I can't. There's so many other people's survival that is attached to me. You know what I mean? There's, you know, that part of being a leader, sometimes you don't want that. Just even at work. I can't sit at work and be like, I can't do nothing because then the whole shit will fall apart. That's realistic. That's not, you know, that's not fake. And you don't mean for it to come to that, being in that position, but you realize that, yeah, you have intangibles. Like other people around you have life, you have breath, you could do stuff, but it's just, I think the average person can speak to this. When you wake up every day, you're not, like you say, you're not anticipating that now if my son needs to eat, I gotta feed him. You know what I mean? Yes, he has a mother that she's gonna take care of him and things of that nature. But these responsibilities, you have to make sure the mother's okay. And there's just so many things you gotta do. So leadership, I feel like, is always thrust upon you, and you didn't ask for it. You know what I mean? You didn't ask for it. You didn't ask to be put in that position financially. You didn't ask to be put in that position, whatever. But you had to make decisions. Like, who wouldn't love to be like live with your parents and have made better decisions when you were younger? But now you're in a position from the time I was in college to getting a job. It was like, okay, the wheels are turning. You got to pay rent. You got to get a car. You got to do this. You got to get from point A to point B.
I think it feels good when other people point to you and identify you as the leader, but I think it's more important when you identify yourself as the leader, because then you're taking the accountability, knowing that all these people rely on you. Yeah. Good, we rapping.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. But yeah, nobody ever points to me and tell me I'm the leader. I'm gonna be clear, because I know some people watch us, even my coworkers, be like, "Hey, anyway, tell you." Yeah,
Lying. That motherfucker lying.
Dude that be reading the cards.
Yeah, no, but
You be taking them extra long breaks. You ain't no leader.
It's a fact. Leaders do take long breaks.
We done. That's 18.
That is 18.
Yeah.
Bye now.
All done. Good job.